everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I have a very special guest joining me today to play a Standard League on Magic Online. Please welcome Myra.
Oh, hello
Myra, say
everyone.
hi.
Hello. I guess for those also watching on YouTube, hello from the past. Um, I'm Myra. I'm very fortunate and excited to be collabing with Maria here today. It's actually my very first like Twitch stream collab, so I'm very nervous. So bear with me.
All right, perfect. So, of course, I'm going to link Myra's social down below if you're watching it on YouTube. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yep.
And
I
here,
guess.
uh, j-
Sorry, I guess I should introduce myself, huh?
yes, but before we
Yeah.
do that,
So,
before we do
oh, the
that,
camera.
just wanna say a few words because me and Myra, we are proudly representing Team Worldly Council, sponsored by Heavy Play, and now you can profit of 10% off on Heavy Play with our code Worldly. And now, Myra, introduce yourself, please, of course.
Yeah,
If we
so hello
can.
everyone. I'm Myra. Otherwise, some people call me Masa, but most people know me as Myra. I'm a 22-year-old Japanese student living in Italy, and circumstances just kind of put me as a leader of the Worldly Council EURC team. So that's where I usually, you know, build my crew, test for important events, and kind of bridge over to the very famous Worldly Council PT team. And that's also where I met Maria. I had her on the RC team for the first time last season. She was absolutely fantastic,
Oh, thank you.
fantastic teammate and community member. And also here we are, just like collabing our very special deer deck Bant Cub that Jaime, also from Worldly Council, top forward with, and I unfortunately breakered out of the PT invite with. But yeah, today I guess we'll be running this together, showing the strength of the Worldly Council brew.
Yes. So actually, RC Turin basically was a breakout for the deck, right? So it won the RC, and of course, our team has made a good result with it. Of course, like Jaime, top four, and you, Myra, of course, day two, it's still like a big accomplishment in such a competitive and hard field of players. So here we have the deck list. Was it the deck list that Jaime played, right? At the RC?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, Jaime and I played the same 74 out of the 75.
Mm-hmm.
The only difference we had was he played another disdainful stroke, and I think I played like a random card.
Okay.
But we've made a little changes just based on all the
Mm-hmm.
challenge results, adding more Sage of the Skies for the Prowess matchup because now that's actually everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, we have pretty much the same deck list from Turin.
Yeah, could you talk a little bit about like some of the card choices? So of course, like Bright Glass Gear Hulk is no news anymore. Everybody knows about it. Everybody knows that you can have your own toolbox set up for that. So not only we have Nature's Rhythm, but also the Gear Hulk, right? So it's like a tutor into tutor into tutor. But could you talk more about like some maybe specific deck choices?
Yeah, so the way we got to this deck was basically we had identified Simic Cobb as a really strong deck, even in the face of prowess and lessons, because of the core being so proactive and powerful. We just kind of thought, even against prowess, it's more about who's on the play rather than like,
Mm,
oh, we just lose to their pressure. And in order to try and fix that play draw dynamic, that's where we implemented the white splash to be able to deal with their creatures. The really important thing I think we identified as a team, mainly Jaime did actually, but he identified that in the current format, with the way the decks are configured, because all the decks are so powerful in
mm-hmm.
terms of like the output, it's less important to, take some damage here and there from your mana base, and more important to just deal with your opponent's threats. And that's why we opted for Seam Rip, and like you said,
Mm-hmm.
similarly for the
Here.
White Glass Gear Hulk for the package. Um, I think the one really important thing we also identified was people had this view of the white splash kind of being just an inferior version when you're like racing against your opponent. But we actually identified that if we played Uroboroid alongside Gearhulk,
Mm-hmm.
we don't lose that aspect of racing and building a big board. And Gearhulk also just helps us bridge towards our full combo of getting Behemoth with Rhythm. Because against like Landsfall, there's play patterns where you can go for Behemoth by tapping basically all your board, and you
Mm-hmm.
only have like Behemoth and one other creature to attack with. And with their board, they can like block in a way that they can survive and potentially kill you on the swing back. In those board states, yes, you're racing them, but the ability for you to play Gear Hulk, interact with their board, untap, and then combo safely is really, really good. And it's basically enabled by the fact we have both Uroboroid and Gearhulk, unlike the US list that only played like Gearhulk
Mm-hmm.
and the 2 package.
Right. Okay, so I don't know. We probably don't need to go into too much details with the deck because it is a well-known, well-established deck right now. But maybe talk us through the sideboard, because some of the choices may be not so obvious. So let's start.
Yeah,
So with Sage of the Skies, this like clearly against Izzet, right? Or against any aggro.
yeah, exactly. The really important thing with the way that current aggro decks are outputting damage, they're outputting damage in a way that's either um, through evasion or through the talent boomerang
Mm-hmm.
uh, synergy, which makes it so that if we can't remove their creatures with removal, the next best way to contest the board is actually just by trying to race them with life linkers. And the 3 toughness on Sage of the Skies actually just lines up perfectly against Slick Shot Show Off,
Mm-hmm. Right.
where that's the way they output the most damage. So Sage is basically a nod to being able to trade against Slick Show Off, basically out like in any board state, and also the fact that like the prowess deck is pretty poor at dealing with 3 toughness creatures compared to 2 toughness creatures. They can just shock. So that's why we play a lot of copies of it now.
Makes sense. All right. We do have two Knight Curators that serve mostly like Grave Hate, right? And also one copy of Rest in Peace in the sideboard. What are we boarding it against? Because they're in, well, what are the decks that interact with Graveyard? Probably Spellmentals, right? What else?
Yeah, elementals, also lessons is
Lessons.
important because not only we're stopping their like card advantage and their engine, but also because by removing their graveyard, we remove their ability to interact with our bigger creatures,
Mm-hmm.
with like shutting down combustion technique. So that's pretty important. The other one is pretty niche now, but also like the reanimator decks, right? Like the Grixis, Sultai.
Mm-hmm.
Those decks are, removal heavy, and they're able to play a mid-range game. So just having one rest in peace is very, very good into those decks as well. But
Okay.
it's mainly spell elemental. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the nightmare matchup.
Alongside with Soul Guide Lantern, right? So, but the
Yeah,
Soul Guide Lantern is a perfect find, like a toolbox for Gear Hulk as well.
exactly.
All right. So one Seam Reap, I guess, just as an additional piece of interaction, right? Always nice to
Mhm.
have. So detect intrusion against control, right? Where,
Yeah.
where would you board it?
Also
And
countering
Voltron.
the trigger is actually really important against
Mm.
certain decks like elementals, also against like the normal elementals build as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can do cool things with like um using Gene Pollinator to tap
Yeah.
Riddler, bounce that back, and replay it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very nice. Oko, we have 2 copies of it. Where do we board it?
Um, I guess that this is a good moment to kind of like advertise like that Worldly Council YouTube channel video that we posted. We have like a in-depth cyborg guide,
Mm-hmm.
but in terms of like where we actually board Oko, there's like a lot of fringe decks we also boarded in against, but it's mainly against lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Just with the current answers within the format, a lot of the answers are geared towards interacting with creatures just because there are so many cheap powerful creatures like
Yeah.
Cub, like Slickshot, so it's more important to have really efficient cheap creature removal rather than like a Void Rend type of like really wide but clunky removal.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where like Oko comes in, trying to exploit that hole in the metagame.
Yeah, makes sense. Also for lessons, it is so hard for them to deal with Planeswalker, right? I guess like any Planeswalker is just a nightmare.
Yeah, also the fact it's blue is actually really important against flash freeze.
Mm.
So there's a lot of play patterns where
Mm-hmm.
like your opponent is ready for your creatures or your green spells, and that's where like Riddler or Oko just slips right through.
Right, right. Yeah, by the way, of course, I'm going to put a link into that video in the description box on YouTube, so stay tuned for that. Maelstrom Resolve, I guess, same thing as this additional Seam Reap, just additional piece of interaction for Gear Hulk. Now,
It
Igra.
is the same.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
before
Or,
talking
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
Igra,
Hold on. Yeah, go on.
Resolve is really important because of its color. Like, there's a lot of board states where when you have Weaver and you cast the Gearhulk,
Mm-hmm.
you only have like a green, or like even with Cub around, you only have
Mm,
2 green floating, which
right.
which makes it so that even though Steam Rip and tag other permanents like Artist Talent, just being able to make sure you cast your removal on that turn to bridge to your next turn is super important. Which is why um, we like decided to play 3 copies rather than 2. We were toying
Mm-hmm.
with 2 copies only at 75, but there's like so many board states where you just go with Cub and Weaver, you go Gear Hulk, untap Weaver, and just double Mouse Rider's Resolve. So
Right.
that's why we play 3, and that's why it's really important.
Yeah, it makes sense because I played a little bit of the deck, and sometimes you can just feel the strain of the mana base, especially when you go for these big turns, like when you like have a lot of mana, when you untap with Weaver, and yeah, totally makes sense because you still have more access to green than to anything else, right?
Yep.
And now Igra. Igra is an elemental. So where do we board it? Is it specifically for spell elementals? I assume not. I think it is a lessons card, no?
It's lessons, it's elementals, it's spellelementals, but it's really flexible
Mm-hmm.
in the deck, so you can board it in against certain strategies or play patterns your opponent is doing, especially if they're like more reactive. For example, because we play Archdruid's Charm as well in the main,
Yeah.
there's play patterns where we
Mm-hmm.
go Charm on end step, fetch Igra, play Igra, and have that be like the quote unquote behemoth kind of style threat where you kind of just protect and win over the next few turns. So it's yes, elementals card, yes, it's spell elementals and lessons card as well. But like for example, if your Demir mid-range opponent
Mm.
is playing more of a control style game with like Kaito and removal and wrath rather than like clocking you, you can like decide to bring Igra in. Control, you can bring Igra in. So it's a really flexible card in terms of like when you want to kind of pivot your strategy rather than going full combo. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
play like a rampy mid-range style game, Igra alongside Gearhulk Uroboroid becomes a really good finisher package.
Totally. And last but not least, we have Surak. Surak is so good.
Yes, It's good. It's the best way to punish open mana.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically serving a similar role as Oko, where it's like an annoying threat for opponent to interact with. Um, we played a split of Serac and Oko just because, like, open deck list, rhythm,
Right.
reasons. But yeah,
Totally.
really strong card.
All right. So here we have 22 lands. This is the deck list. Now let's just play. Let's play League.
Yep.
Bant Rhythm, Standard League. Let's go. Okay.
I guess before we start, then while we're matching, um, one important thing about the mana base is like the idea of ping damage being less relevant in like a very proactive
Mm,
deck. For control deck, that's when like those damage adds up. Um, but when you're also a proactive deck, it matters less because you're gonna try and condense the game down to a much shorter turn cycles. But
makes
one thing
sense.
to know with multiversal passage is normally you name green or white for Gearhulk purposes, but there are also play patterns where you like hold the passage, so you can like
Mm-hmm.
Druid's Charm, fetch Igra, play the passage on black, and play Igra that way.
Yeah, also blue is important, right? For like late game,
Blue is
if you have
important.
Riddler, for example.
Yeah, blue is important, but it's probably the one color you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
put it on just because of like it makes casting Gearhulk and
Yeah.
going like Gearhulk removal spells really
Mm-hmm.
awkward.
Totally. So like your early to mid game, you have to focus on really like Gear Hulk, right? So in terms of land drops, I mean, so you like you you just need to cast it, right? So you need to have that double
Yeah,
white, and like blue is secondary in that sense.
exactly. Oh, by the way, you're streaming on Discord. It's showing the standard league page and not
Yeah,
the game page.
yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna share. Oh, hold on. Share my screen to you. Where are we? We're here.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now I see it.
Okay. To see the game now?
Yep, I see the
Okay.
game.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, we are in. We're on the draw, but that's okay. All right. Oh, this is an interesting hand. I guess it's okay. It's just like with charm, we can find whatever we need, right? It is a little bit slow on the draw.
Yeah, exactly. This is the type of hand where uh Keen Eye Curator kind of shines, just because if your opponent is like a blue red deck,
Mm-hmm.
um, getting traded, getting your Leyline Weaver traded by early interaction is pretty devastating. So maybe that's when you
Mm-hmm.
want to like play Curator to try and.
But we keep it,
Uh,
right? It's still a keep.
but yeah, definitely a keep.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to kind of hope your opponent's not the mirror match, because then it's
It's Kona. Okay.
oh okay. It's gonna be an interesting match
Shoot.
because this is a deck that popped up after Darcy.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay, I'm dropping Breeding Pool. Nothing to do on turn one, unfortunately.
mhm.
Yes, exactly. So before the RC or going into the RC season, even though the turtles already came out, like this deck, it didn't pop out. So nobody probably had time to test it really. Listen, next turn, they may combo off.
Next time they make combo off, but there's nothing much we can
Mm. So
do about it.
yeah, we just like Weaver, right? Pass the turn. Like what else?
Actually, this is a bit interesting. Um, well, you definitely played a Weaver,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's important to note that like this specific mana sequence
Mm-hmm.
means we can cast Gearhulk.
Mm.
So there's a chance you could have thought about playing the passage on
The
white.
passage. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you draw the other white source, but it's a bit tricky, right? Because you have charm and
Yeah.
Ouroboros lined up, so just have to see.
Because I feel like, well, yeah, if you cast Gear Hulk, Weaver is gonna untap, and you can like potentially um cast Maltrader's Resolve, right? But I don't think that it's gonna be the case against this deck.
Yeah, this deck is just all about like putting pressure on the board and
Mm-hmm.
trying to beat down before they assemble the combo.
Exactly.
Which is probably why we can't afford to leave charm up for the omniscience. We probably have to Ouroboros'd.
Just Uro and attack.
It is like interesting
Mm-hmm.
because you can consider playing charm to fight the Kona.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So just have to see what we draw into.
Sim Reap. Listen, this is interesting, but at the same time, like we can take this enchantment with Sim Reap, but then I don't know, just casting the Knight Curator and attack. I mean, Kona can happen anyways. Another
So
option could be to Sim Reap the enchantment and just sit on on the charm.
hmm, um so I'm currently thinking about like if we leave up the charm, um what in case they don't have a Kona, what
Mm-hmm.
do we do with the 3 mana?
Mm-hmm.
So
Find a cub.
find a cub. Cub probably is gonna be the case. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
important to think, I think, whether finding cub here is more impactful than just hoping they don't have it and going for Ouroboros this turn.
But I don't know.
Uh,
The easiest probably just go Roboroid. Honestly, how would you play? Also, I don't. They did not miss a land. They played this
they
land.
they did play
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah.
Um, I, the double spell with Seam Rip is just so weak though. We're essentially time walking ourselves.
Let's just then
Um,
Uro. Let's drop this as a white and go Uro.
I think I'm curious on doing the seam rip line,
Hmm.
because their combo is so reliant on um the Kona, and they have to invest 4 mana. So if we can get like trade up in mana and then hope to go like Ouroboros plus Key Knight next turn, that's probably the best way to shorten the clock as well. I'm not confident,
Hmm.
but I'm curious on this because
So see,
if
we're casting Sim Reap, right?
yeah,
Let's
Steam
do
Rip on the
this. Yeah.
Shimmer. Because I think Steam Rip is actually kind of important here. Because if we go to fight the
And
Kona with
hold on, we're just passing, right? We're with just like
yeah, we have to kind of.
just Arch Druid's Charm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think really important thing is the Seam Rip was actually really good for us because if we don't have the Seam Rip, they have 5 mana. So they could just go like bounce spell or removal spell on the Weaver while casting
Mm.
Kona. So actually taking them off of a mana to have to, for them to have to like tap out for Kona is really good.
Yeah, I think so too. And like we're kind of flexible in that spot. You know, if they cast Kona, then we'll just do the charm. Okay, so we resolve that. Nothing we can do about it.
Yep.
And if not, like, do you still want to find Cub?
No, we have to keep the charm up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kona, Bestie, Beastie is going to enter the battlefield next turn. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're just past, right? Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we were a bit too passive.
Um,
Uh,
Mm-hmm. So this is like, yeah, this is getting awkward. We can still like, we can cast probably, I don't know. We need Gene Pollinator next turn. Oh, this is like so
Yeah, there's none
straining.
of those.
This is very straining right now, right?
So the mana base is actually kind of biting us here, which prevents us from casting Keen-Eyed into Charm. But I think overall it's fine like this, just because even if we cast Keen-Eyed, we can't activate it anyways, and like getting the Kona off the field potentially, if they don't go for Winter Knight, lets us then play out a Gearhulk with like um or Urborvoid with some more plays.
Oof. Pyroclasm.
Main
Dang it.
okay.
Do you want to like save the Weaver?
Yeah, let's think about it here. Um
Or maybe we'll find the cub.
Saving the Weaver doesn't
It doesn't achieve anything.
really accomplish much,
Mm-hmm.
but we're just burning too much mana.
Mm-hmm.
So if we Druid's Charm and deal with the speaker.
We cannot kill it.
No, but the Pyroclasm will kill it
All right,
for
right.
us.
Yeah, yeah.
So probably, yeah, probably
I kind of
Charm
like
here.
that. Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I've actually never played this matchup, so
What
the
happened?
fact I haven't played it is biting me here.
Well, it's a new deck. Of course, we haven't considered it. We haven't tested against it prior to the RC. Like, it wasn't a thing. Yeah, the Omni deck looks very cool, right? Especially into those non-interactive matchups. Like, what can you do about the combo?
Yeah, the combo is good. The mana base is probably all right. I've not played it too much with it. I mean, at least like from what I'm seeing, all the cards they're casting is pretty good.
Yeah. Also, Pyroclasm. Is it a new edition? I mean, obviously the deck is still evolving. Oh, starting town. Oh, kind of late.
So
I don't know.
the fact they're discarding speaker
Hmm.
to Winter Night Story worries me a lot. It's worrying me because if they have an Omni, it probably means they have the dragon to combo
Mm-hmm.
off that
Mm-hmm.
way. But I think at this point we just don't have much plays,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to go Uroboroid into Keen-Eyed.
Yeah.
Actually, this is where not having any Soul Guide Lantern in the main deck is a bit annoying for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we know for a fact that they have Kona. So
Yep.
it's
And they
just.
have a lot of looks as well because they can
Mm-hmm.
flashback Winter Night Stories.
Yep. 2 Internet Stories in the graveyard. Also, it had a very slow hand, I think. We had a very slow start, especially on the draw. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
pass. Nothing we can do here.
Yeah, the fact they didn't harmonize it probably means that they have the win
Mm.
here. But I think while they're gonna combo off, it's important to kind of reflect why we kind of lost. I think we just burnt a bit too much mana.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though they had the Kona and they had um
Pyroclasm.
the well, no, they had the land to tap it, right?
Oh,
So
you mean that? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so like it was face up that they had to combo or lined up. Um, but perhaps we were just supposed to like say if they have Omni, they have it, and just play to the board
Mm-hmm.
and hold up charm after that. It's hard to say.
Yeah, so I think that turn, I don't know if it would impact the outcome, right? Because they probably had the combo anyways. But that turn when we decided to cast Sim Reap instead of Uro, do you think it would change things? Like I don't think that in the end it would change the outcome, right? Because of they had it all one way or another. Um Maybe we just had to go for Uro. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking we were supposed to go for Uro.
Mm-hmm.
Just hoping they don't have the Omni.
Mm-hmm.
It's so tricky. It's so tricky because we were punished by Pyroclasm as
Right.
well.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a combination of things. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I think reflecting back, probably, yeah, if we knew that they had a Pyroclasm, then I think if we knew they had Pyroclasm, it incentivizes us to play out the Ouroboros more earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
then we actually are able to turn the corner quicker and potentially make their Wrath like a death card.
For sure.
So yeah, I think
To be honest, I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen Pyroclast main deck before. Or was it a thing?
yeah, at least when I played it, it wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, we probably couldn't expect it. I don't know. Wasn't that common, I would say. But at the same time, it makes sense for them to play Pyroclast main deck because of the Prowess popularity.
Also because of the mana base,
Mm.
because they have to play the tap land as a combo piece,
Mm-hmm.
they're much harder to interact on one. And interacting on two or like starting development on two is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So especially I guess on the draw where they have to go turn one tap land most of the time, just being able to Pyroclasm on two, catch back up, and then start card advantage digging towards a combo is pretty good. So I think we should concede
Yeah,
here, but
yeah.
the combo
Mm-hmm.
for the listener, the combo is with one avatar. They have a meringue and a changeling in the
Mm-hmm.
sideboard. So they first get a meringue, bounce the avatar. The second avatar then picks up a changeling, and that assembles the meringue loop.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the end, they will meringue loop, continuously bouncing the battleship to blow up all your lands in your board.
Mm-hmm. All right. How
All
do we
right.
board text
Yeah,
intrusion?
unfortunately, we don't have too many cards for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we just have to fight as a, uh, just try and race them.
Yeah.
But detect intrusion is great.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, maybe like technically can still counter a Kona trigger, but just can't stopping their wrath, stopping their stock up is pretty important. I think Surak is okay.
Mm-hmm. We probably don't need all of this, like sim reaps and resolves. What do you think?
Yeah, against the non-creature or like
Mm-hmm.
non-lessons deck, you just want to cut all the Gearhulk package. So that
Yeah.
includes a Gearhulk.
Your Hulk as well, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need more cards.
And I think Oko is
Oko?
okay.
I think so too. Or I don't know. I like had this crazy idea. Maybe Sage of the Skies who want to be like aggro, but
No, I
no, probably
think
Oko is
against
enough.
like against like controlling deck, I think Sage is a bit too uh low impact
Hmm.
for the card.
Mm-hmm.
So before we submit, let me just double check.
Yeah, sure.
Um, do we want any more graveyard hate? Probably not
I
because
don't
they
think
don't
so. Mm-hmm.
graveyard. Do we need a Kenai creator? It's technically a body, but it's not that good of a body.
It's just we don't have anything else
Probably
supporting,
not.
right? And Knight Creator, yeah, it's a body
Yeah,
to put damage with.
think I think we can ship it like this. We
Mm-hmm.
can, yeah, we can consider resolve technically to try and like if they go for like a um naked Kona line, which is unlikely,
Hmm.
or if they go for like a dragon um mid-range plan. But I think if they go for a dragon plan, our body doesn't line up well to kill
Mm-hmm.
it anyway. So yeah,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
ship it like that.
Yeah, I think so. We just need to keep a fast hand and just execute our plan. Oof, this hand though. We do have Rhythm and Llanowar Elves on turn 1, so I think like
Yeah, I
it's
think I would keep
good.
this.
Yeah. I mean, at least with this deck, we can execute our own plan, right? So we just playing our own game. And Oko is nice to have as well.
Yeah, it's interesting though. We have to see as the turn develops, but
Mm-hmm.
how we use the Oko is pretty interesting. Um, we could also just aim for the ultimate as well.
Hmm. The ultimate, which one? Hold on. The other side, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the other
the
side minus.
overrun. Mm-hmm. So we start with Verge, Llanowar Elves, because it may it may be obvious, but it really isn't. You know, all of the land drops, especially when you're playing like a multicolor deck, making a decision on your land drops is very important.
Yeah. Also, knowing the post-board configuration is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's important that you realize and understand that with boarding out the removal and Gearhawk package and bringing in blue elements,
Mm-hmm.
now you basically never passage on white, and you just try and go for blue or
Yeah.
green. Probably blue, just because we have the dorks for green,
Mm-hmm.
and we have the land producing green already. And you might go like, I don't know, Riddler into a counterspell or something.
Yeah. 100%. So we don't need double white ever post board in this particular case. So our opponent, come back to us. They're online. So, I mean, so far so good. You know, like our turns are pretty much clear. So turn 1 Llanowar Elves, turn 2 Oko, turn 3 Rhythm, right? Or do you want like at the same time like second Llanowar Elves? Doesn't make sense anymore. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, also depends on what we draw as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we want to like play to the board more, we might just flip the Oko
Mm-hmm.
on turn 3, which like puts us out of rhythm mana. At least rhythm for 2.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we go Oko on 2, depending on what we draw. We go like flip, make 3/3s, play out Llanowar, play out something else, and then rhythm for.
I actually like this plan because we know for a fact that they're playing Pyroclasm and maybe more copies of it post board. So, you know, if we go like Llanowar Elves into Rhythm turn 3, then we put ourselves in a kind of vulnerable position.
Yep, definitely, definitely. Um, Against this style of decks where you just like where they have a combination of interaction and um combo,
Mm-hmm.
it's important that you don't go for like behemoth. There
Mm.
are board states where, like for example, also against spell elementals, there are board states where you just have a bunch of creatures in play, they don't kill it, they develop, and you can randomly go for a behemoth and win.
Mm.
So that's why like we keep it in. But a lot of times these are the matchup where Uroboroid really shines. So you want to like get to the mid game with Uroboroid access and build up a board and beat down over the 2 turns.
Yeah, makes sense. So also like keeping the creatures out of this pyroclasm range, right? Essentially,
Yeah.
with Urboroid.
Yeah. Uroboroid is just the best like mid resource threat
Mm-hmm.
that helps you fight against your opponent's interaction.
Also, it is like a big threat on its own. If you have like 3 small creatures and Urboroid, it is essentially like a 2-turn clock, like depending on
Yeah.
the stage of the game, but generally speaking.
Oh no, our opponent disconnected. Did
Ah,
they did they
yes,
spend
yes.
too much clicks on the combo?
Well, we can see it like pretty pretty fast, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, just in the meantime, I've seen like a few of your streams, like streaming Bant Cobb. So I'm curious to hear your opinion on it. Also, like listeners, your opinion on Cobb as well. Um, People often say it's a really easy deck to play
I hope
because
so.
you just bump your hand. But
No,
I think it's quite opposite to that.
yeah, it is. Like first of all, like first, well, not difficulty, but again, the thing that you have to think about is your land drops. Like this is so so important. So you have to think not only about your turns based on your actual hand, but on what you can draw. Like you have to think about your outs and like all of that combined. And just because you have access to this toolbox, it gives you multiple options, right? So again, you have to like think about your strategy, depending on a matchup, where you have to be down and just go full on the hoof combo, for example, or just also it comes to like this decision what to find with Urboroid. Oh, sorry, with Nature's Rhythm, Urboroid or Gear Hulk, right? And I think it was exactly this same question came up when we tested this deck versus Monogreen, right? So like, what would be the best option, right? And in the moment, it's not so obvious. So it just comes with a lot of practice. And yeah, I didn't play much, so but from my experience, the deck is like super powerful. Sometimes it just carries you, but like still you have to pilot it well, and in order to achieve that you have to have a lot of reps. So all of these micro decisions, they matter, and I wouldn't say that it's an easy deck, like not at all. I would say like Simic is much easier to navigate because like the play patterns are pretty straightforward, right? It is just you most of the time you just go full on into this hoof combo, you're just ramping out. Of course, sometimes you have to be careful, you have to protect your mana dorks, but still, like Simic Rhythm is very, very powerful deck, and it's been a tier 1 deck for a reason, even though like people hated it, it's still a very resilient one. And this even more so, I would say.
Yeah. All really, really good points. I think the main point that I wanted to highlight what you said was the branching decision tree this deck has. Because it's like a proactive deck, but you
Mm-hmm.
also have a lot of like, strategical width to like how you play the game based on like what do you fetch with rhythm, what do you prioritize playing out. Do you play out Urobroy? Do you play out like a Riddler? Do you, you know, base your game around Riddler? Do you base your game around Urobroy? Do you base your game around Behemoth? And then
Mm-hmm.
added on extra elements of like the Bant deck being able to, you know, add another line of attack. So I think this deck requires knowledge on like how you build it to tune for a specific metagame. Just because there are metagames where I don't know, if there's a lot more I don't know, Omni, you
Mm-hmm.
might just not play the white and you might just play blue with main deck, detect
Mm-hmm.
intrusions. Uh, if you expect a lot of prowess and mirror match, you might play this Bant version with white. Um, so even from the preparation stage, actually knowing what you expect, how you want to use your slot for, the tutor targets, and then knowing how to and what to base your game plan around in the each matchup is pretty important. Oh, it's Xenon. Do you know Xenon?
No, I don't. Is it a
So
Magic Grinder? Magic
actually,
Online?
he's a Mox finalist, I believe,
Oh, sweet. Okay, it's a keep.
and
Like, it's a keep,
yeah,
clearly.
it's a keep. Yeah, Xenon is a good friend of mine, very very young,
Oh,
talented, upcoming player from France.
nice.
So yeah, we go starting town first
Mm-hmm.
because assuming it's the mirror match or a
It
pseudo
is.
mirror,
Yeah, it
left
is.
fiddle is
Mm-hmm.
not that relevant.
Also, Eldor says hi to you, Myra.
Oh, hey,
You
Elder.
probably cannot see the comments.
All right, it does seem like a mirror
Mm-hmm.
match. Just gonna be curious to see what version of the mirror
Mm-hmm.
Xenon's playing. But yeah, Xenon's like a really good friend of mine, Jaime and Universe. So part of
Nice.
that, MTGO, Zoomer.
Yeah, community.
Yeah.
All right, so, well, I guess it's starting town cub. And can I create her? No? Like, I don't know. Or we could, like, Archer Charm into the cub.
So
Because,
unfortunately, can't Druid's Charm because our mana dog is
oh,
Pollinator.
sorry, yeah. What am I talking about? It's not the elf. Yeah. Yeah, I think it has to
Yeah,
be,
so
like, cub and curator, right? Nothing we can do.
yes. I think we can play the forest though. Just because the chance we get really punished by drawing another star in town is pretty low.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, we just play out our hand. So here,
Mm-hmm.
it's also important to know what land you want to earthbend on.
Mm.
But yeah, first we play out the curator. So it's also important what lands to earthbend on because like there are different punishes to
Mm-hmm.
earthbending on the land. Like if your opponent has bounce spells, you'd rather want to copy like unconditional untapped land, like verges, like
Mm-hmm.
forest. For example, like if you earthbend a starting town and they bounce it and it's like turn 5, then it's tapped.
Mm.
If it's a shock land, then you have to shock. So in those matchups, you want to earthbend on the
Yeah. On an untapped land, basically.
yeah. But then you can't use that as a set
Mm-hmm.
rule, just because like for example against matchups like this, it could be important depending on like what alternative colored threats you're gonna play. Um, you maybe want to keep uh starting town as a creature land or non-creature land.
Mm-hmm.
Like let's say you're gonna rhythm into another cub and then play a Riddler. You'd rather have your first earthbended land to be non-starring town or non-blue mana. So then you can get the tap your earthbended
Mm-hmm.
lands, get the hub, earthbend, then earthbend the other source, and then play Riddler from the second earthbended land with more mana.
Makes
Um,
sense. Yeah, yeah.
but then if we want to um, play things like Gear Hulk,
Mm-hmm.
but keep the blue mana, we might earthbend the starting town or something. So it's all
Yeah, it depends. It
balance.
depends for sure. But those things are important to think about for sure. Man, what are our outs? Probably. Oh man, yeah, probably not.
So unfortunately, I think no outs,
Mm-hmm.
just because we're pretty tied up on mana.
Mm-hmm.
We lost the pub, and their board is going to be pretty
Mm-hmm.
big. So even if we deal with the board, which we can't,
No, next
we
turn
won't have enough.
we're dead.
We're just
Next
dead.
turn we're dead. Next turn I'm just gonna concede.
Yep. So
Um.
our hand was good with Cobb and Dork, but
Mm-hmm.
I think the combination of them being on the draw, us
Us on
us
a
being on the draw,
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and them having a good Cobb star with backed up by Gerhulk, and us not having a true mana dork on one costed us the game.
Mm-hmm. So we're
Well, Maria,
boarding. Yeah.
yeah, what do you think you want a sideboard?
Interaction.
Hmm.
The question is, what do we board out? So,
So,
um, do we board out Urbroid in the mirror? I don't know.
so I think you can trim, but you probably want to keep one,
Mm-hmm.
just because mainly you want your 4-drop threat to be Gearhulk, because
Mm-hmm.
Gearhulk interacting with your opponent's board is pretty much extra win anyways. You don't want the keen-eyed curators,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
Do we keep the hoof? We
it,
still keep the hoof, right? I mean, this is our
yeah,
win
the
con.
hoof
Like,
is actually the
yeah,
most important threat
yeah.
we want to break
Mm-hmm.
through. I think the question is now, like, what kind of cup deck are they? Do they have blue? Do they have um certain like cards that want us to bring in detect
Mm-hmm.
intrusion? Um,
Well.
and usually the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
But for example, if you're against Simic and they bring in detect intrusion, then you want to bring in yours to
Mm-hmm.
fight them. And the floor of like stopping a gearhold trigger or stopping a rhythm is like okay-ish.
Maybe on the draw, not on the play. What do you think? Or do we
I
submit it
think
as, or do you still want to have detect intrusion on the play now?
I think we submit it like this because we
Mm-hmm.
also don't know their list and things like that. But I would say I prefer detect intrusion when you're on the play more
Hmm.
because on your opponents to interact with you. So stopping that interaction
What
and
do you
forcing
think?
your gameplay is
Oh.
good. I think you have to mulligan this.
Oh, hello, hello. Thank you so much for your follow. So, Myra, do we keep this? We do not have elves, but we do have the cub. We do have
I
rhythm, melt
I think we
rhythm.
have to mulligan this.
Mm-hmm. Too slow.
Yeah, too slow,
Oh,
and
this is
we can mulligan like hands like that really easily. And yeah, this hand looks much better.
skip. Uh, do we want to be greedy and send back a land, or do we send back a Riddler?
I think we put back the Riddler.
Hmm. You want to play it safer with lands.
Yeah, and I think the
Ooh,
reason for it is
Virgin.
because yeah, Verge Elf,
Mm-hmm.
and I think the reason for this is if we want to play the passage out on blue to cast Riddler, then we miss our white source, right? If we put back the forest.
Makes sense.
So then it's like, yeah. So we got
Let's
super
go.
rewarded.
Okay, so this is blue. We, of course, Earthbound Passage. And we create another Cubby Cub.
Yep.
So, or yeah. I'm sorry, sometimes I feel like so silly playing Magic Online because I do it so rarely. You have to literally click on everything. That was a good turn.
Very good for us. Very good for us.
All right. Hi, I wanted to create a new deck. Is it Lessons or is it Spelementals? Which one do you recommend? It's Lessons or Spelementals? I think Lessons. I don't know. Lessons seems like a deck that would be relevant for a long time. You know, but you have to play it well.
Yeah, I think another important question to ask is like, as a player, what's your goal? If your short-term goal is definitely just win, then perhaps like Spelementals, since it's a lower barrier deck to play, less triggers, and positioned pretty well right now, is a good choice. Whereas if it's like long-term improvement or long-term like relevance in the format, then perhaps Lessons is a better deck.
I think we want to first maybe War Riddler before casting Pollinator. What do you
Yep,
think?
sounds good. Let's Warp Riddler.
Yeah. Have a lot of mana now. Ugh. Didn't draw any of the payoffs, dang it. Oh well. I'll just cast it all, right?
Yep.
The question, well, we can attack with the Flying Cub. Would you attack with the normal cub? They probably wouldn't block. Or is
No,
it too cheeky?
4 cards.
They have 4 cards. They're not gonna block.
I think the problem is we give them the option of blocking if they have a really good hand, and the 2 damage is like really relevant, right? Because the way you win is by like answering the whole board with Gear Hulk or by Hook. So like the 2 damage really matters. So I would keep it back. Like you're not wrong. They probably can't block, but like
It wouldn't
chance that
matter. Yeah, like it's not how we win. That's what you mean, right?
yeah.
So the chat is asking, how's it going? It's going so far so
Yeah,
good. So
good.
first game we played against Kona, but unfortunately our opponent got disconnected, so we couldn't finish the match. And now we're playing the Mirror, which is pretty interesting. So game 1 we lost. We were on the draw and they just basically comboed off, so to speak, right? They had it all, and now we're in an interesting situation. So we both have double of cups. And we drew Meltrider's Resolve. Well, we can now actually cast Riddler, and that's what we need to do first, I think, right? So
Yeah, so we have to first play out the land.
I'm going to untap it, so we have
Sure.
access to more mana. All right, so let's cast Riddler. Do you want to
Probably
tap
want
out?
to cast it. No, I think you want to cast it with Dream Pollinator, tapping your, because that leaves you with extra mana to cast a Resolve ways, and you want to keep the lands in case you like Earthbend.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, we have to fight one of their cubs, right? Anyways.
Yeah. So the question is, where do you want to equip it on?
I think Riddler, because it's safer.
And what's the reasoning?
Because they also have their own most rigorous resolves, right?
Yeah, I think the main argument to why you would want to resolve on the Riddler is because if they have things like Archer's Charm that can like make it bigger, then like it's important to equip it on like something really big.
So now, well, we just attack with the cup, right? We cast Pollinator and pass the turn
Yeah,
again. We cannot
totally.
expect any of the sweepers, so we can overextend as much as we want. All
Well, the
right.
fact they didn't really play out anything the previous turn kind of suggests they're also in a similar position where they don't have a payoff. So I think we're in a good position here.
Yeah, well, we do have Riddler. That's already like we're drawing 2 cards a turn. But again, like, look at what we are drawing. This is just painful. I mean, still, nothing to complain about because we do have Riddler and a Flying Cub. Oh man.
Yeah.
But okay,
Um.
just attack, right? A drop in starting
Well,
town. Or, yeah.
okay. So let's evaluate the board. We definitely play out the Sparring Town and play out the Dream Pollinator.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a set play.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
How do we
that lets
attack?
us draw 2 next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Now do we attack though? Because like from the
Mm.
way they play, they don't have a Druid's Charm. They don't have any payoff at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
So they're very incentivized to go activate Temple, untap activate Temple. So
Mm-hmm.
if we over attack here, we might lose the race. Um, we're ahead because of the Riddler and
Mm-hmm.
because we have just more mobs in play. So I actually prefer just staying back and say go and just say like I have this Riddler that can force like
Mm-hmm.
I can eat something of
Okay.
yours. I'm drawing into more cards,
Mm.
and if your play is just activate Temple, then I might just draw into
Let's
a
attack
payoff.
with the cub at least. With the We're going to attack with the flying cub. We're not blocking with it.
Are we sure we won't be?
Really?
Um. So activate. They can attack with. Yeah. No, we can definitely attack with the
Yeah, I
flying
think
card.
I
Just
think it's
to
safe.
just to double check, you know.
Sure. Flying cub also like it could be a thing of its own. I don't give a flying cub. All right. Yeah. This is like a good tech as well, Band Entire Temple, but it's kind of straining to the mana, no?
Yeah.
Do they even play blue?
No, the tempo versions usually
Probably
don't.
not. Hmm.
It's the Matt Nass deck that
Mm.
G came into the showcase with.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right,
All
good.
right.
Ooh, we can get another Riddler. Yeah, I think
Yes.
that's what we need to do, right?
Yes. I think we should consider how we play out this Riddler though. Um hmm.
So you want to keep blockers, right? But
Yeah, exactly. Well,
we can tap. I kind of want to keep this lands untouched, to be honest.
I
Not.
think we want to tap the lands except for one in case we do draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think there's any reason to keep multiple lands.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually think we use the pollinator tapping the
Master original.
yeah resolve, and then
Just this. Honestly.
no,
No.
I think we can just tap 2 lands.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the starting town in the forest, because we want to keep
Yeah.
our healing pool
Mm-hmm.
in case we draw another Riddler. Yep. So that gives us cover in case we draw a Riddler and in case we draw a Seam Rip.
It's currently 3. Yeah. So, okay. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Alright.
sweet. All right, this is like going. So, Cub, right?
Yep. So we tap the elf to play the Cobb.
Mm-hmm. So, 3 mana, Cub. Bum, bum. We are then breeding pool, right? Or it doesn't matter.
We earthband the Verge.
So it's untapped.
So it's on.
Mm-hmm. All right, now Uro and Riddler, right? And we draw more.
Yeah.
How do we want to tap? Doesn't matter, or does it? Like
It does matter actually.
This is very crazy board state. How do we tap?
Yeah. Sorry, this you want to tap the island multiversal passage?
Mm-hmm. And
Wait, sorry, is that the island multiversal passage?
yeah.
In that case, you can leave a green. You can leave a blue up, right?
Undo.
So you should cancel and undo.
Oh my god. Undo. Yeah. Sorry. So, okay.
Yep.
And now, do we just full cast? I think we do. Without warp. Or do you want to warp? Just thinking. This is going to be.
So we have 3, 4.
I think we can full cast it. No. Or not necessarily. We may warp it, and this way we'll have like enough blockers. We probably need to attack with our flyers though. So next turn is lethal. Or what do you think?
I would just cast the Riddler by warp in case we draw into the rhythm for Behemoth.
So just breeding pool. So we have
just breeding pool.
Our creatures untapped, which
Because
is
like here we're it's important to understand we're not in a rush to attack. Okay, that's great. Okay, let's charm and get the Behemoth.
Okay, how much mana do we have? Like this gazillion of mana, so we have three cubs. All right, let's just land nowhere else. Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Behemoth, and we just cast it, right?
Yeah, let's just cast it.
How do we tap? Hold on. Does it matter?
Not really.
Lands. 3. Yeah, there's no way. Okay.
And then you can resolve just because. And by the way, interesting thing in paper, Yeah, let's just resolve on the cub in case. I
Hmm?
mean, that's super.
That's just attack, right?
Yeah, but you know, Behemoth pumps the Ouroboros, so
Mm-hmm.
Giga dead. Minus 200. GG.
How about that? Anti-negative, thank you so much for your raid. Hello, hello, everyone.
Hello. We're struggling with the clicks.
Yeah, apologies. Honestly, this is like my lack of Magic Online play. All right, so do we keep? Do you want to change anything? So this is just a Selesnya version.
Yep. I think the main question here is whether we want to uh keep the second Ouroboros
Mm-hmm.
and try and see what we can cut for it. Because the thing with the Selesnya version is like there are games because they don't have access to Riddler. It's gonna be more board centric. So perhaps it becomes a race towards who has more Riddlers in some, who has more Ouroboros in some board state. So just seeing what I want to be trimming. I think you can trim the charm and bring in
Mm-hmm.
the
What do you want to bring? Sorry.
the Ouroboros.
The second Uro. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So sorry, I haven't played this matchup yet, but we can submit.
Mm-hmm.
But my thought process is because they don't have access to Riddler or well, Blue in general, they won't have Mockingbird, they won't have Riddler, they won't have
Yeah, makes sense.
any
Mm-hmm.
protecting troop, right? So it's gonna be more board centric, and also fighting through removal. In
Mm-hmm.
that case, especially since we're gonna be on the draw, we probably won't have much mana lying around to like hold up um Druid Charm, and we just have to play to the board more. And since
Hold on.
their game plan is like
Yeah, sorry.
Gear
Do we
Hulks.
keep it or is it too slow?
Oh,
Sorry to
in
cut you off.
general, sorry.
Mm.
Um, in general, like hands without one drop dork,
Mm-hmm.
you mulligan.
Mm-hmm. And I think here on the draw as well, we need to be fast, right?
Yep, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think it's a good one.
Actually,
Or
I'm not too sure. It's fine, but not incredible.
mm-hmm.
Because so my thought process is right. Like we're on the draw. We don't have a fast hand. Like it's not slow, but it's also not fast enough. Like we don't have elf. We don't have cub. Um, we don't have removal, and our mana is also not that great, especially if they interact with our pollinator, or if they interact with our weaver, then it's really slow.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to mulligan. I think
Really?
you can
Yeah.
mulligan super aggressively this matchup.
Okay, let's go down to 5. Ooh.
Yeah, like this hand's much better.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we send back Gear Hulk and
No, I think you keep the Gear Hulk as a way to bridge
because we do
toward.
have Pollinator. What do we
Yeah.
cut though? Just Sim Reap and Meltrade result because we can essentially find or like bring it back with the Gear Hulk. Because we need Pollinator on turn 1 and we need Weaver on turn 2, right? At the same time, like this is
So
pretty tricky.
this is really interesting. Yeah,
Mm,
for sure. Um, so a few ways to think about this. If you want the pollinator, you probably have to. Well, you can like be super greedy, put
mm-hmm.
back Verge and a 1 mana removal, and just hope you draw the second land or that
Mm.
way. But that seems too
No,
risky.
no, no, no.
Maybe just put back the 2/1 drops, and then you bridge.
Pollinator is important because we don't have access to second white source, you know? I think we need to keep it and just send back Resolve and Simreap so Gear Hulk resolves at least. I mean, we're already down to 5, right?
What if it's Weaver and Resolve?
How do we cast Gear Hulk then? Also, we need to.
Yeah, I
Make the
think
decision
we
fast.
put back. Sorry, I think we put back Weaver and Resolve, and we try and cast
Mm.
the Gear Hulk with the Pollinator.
Okay, let's go. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I'm not confident in this. I would probably tank a bit more. The other thing I was considering is keep Gene Pollinator Weaver and Gear Hulk, put back 2 removal spells, or put back Resolve and Verge and be greedy. Super paid off.
That's his effect. We start with our own pollinator, right?
Yes.
I mean, we probably need to Sim Reap their cub, but not pollinator. Also, we
Also,
need.
Seam Rip is good at fighting your opponent's Seam Rip as well.
True. Now, it kind of makes sense because keeping one piece of interaction is important, especially on the draw, right? Yeah, okay. At least it was not super fast. Ooh. Listen, this is going somewhere now. So, do we just cast Weaver now?
Yeah, I think we just cast Weaver.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we can't really afford to burn a mana
Mm-hmm.
to get the Pollinator back.
I think so.
And we can just go for double spell next turn as
Yeah,
well. Or if we just draw a land, that's just the biggest upside, right? Because we can go Gear Hulk Resolve.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, actually, just to highlight, the point I mentioned before of like, this matchup is going to be more board centric because they don't have blue. The fact we have blue just also means that one Gear Hulk is enough for us to just uh chain until the late game. Okay.
Oh man. Okay. This is worse. Oh shoot.
I mean, this is worse, but like if we draw a okay, I think
We could Sim Reap. Like now we have to like really think what do we want to Sim Reap, but I think like Llanowar Owls and Sim Reap is probably our turn here because like casting Cup doesn't achieve anything right now. We just cast Cup and that's it. So we need to cast Sim Reap and Owls, I think. The question
yep.
is, do we remove their cub or do we bring back our Weaver?
So I think we have to remove their card because if we give them 2 extra mana, that just lets them cast the removal spell on the same turn as the Gear Hulk. So here we just have to hope they don't have an extra mana source. So their Gear Hulk is kind of quote unquote naked. And then we try and draw land and develop our Gear Hulk as well.
Yeah. Oof. By the way, what do you think about this pure Selesnya version? Like versus
I
our.
have no interest.
I haven't played,
No, I haven't played.
but just first look at
Too
it.
busy. Too busy playing Affinity.
Nice, nice. Well, modern, the RCQ season is upon us, so makes sense.
Exactly.
Oof.
So
Oh
what did they
man.
search? They searched.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They searched Resolve and Seamrip.
Mm-hmm. And Llanowar. Oh no. Yeah. And Sim. Mm-hmm. Mouse Riders all Sim Reap. So, well, there is nothing else, which is Brian Pool and Bargermole Cub, right? And
Yeah.
Brian Pool is going to be tapped because we cannot do anything. So,
And then we're gonna Earth and Verge. And I think here, we're playing the Cobb into the Seam Rip. That's all like revealed. But if we don't do it, they just can freely Seam Rip our Seam Rip to get their Cobb back.
yeah.
So it's like giving them an option, right?
We're in a very bad spot.
Yeah, this game is actually going to be really interesting to review because we, played the game as if we like spent all our mana and resources,
Mm-hmm.
and they got Gearhulk. But perhaps instead of developing, we were supposed to interact more.
Mm.
For example, against their pollinator. Unlikely, but it's something to keep in mind
Yeah.
when.
The problem is that we were starting with 5 cards in hand, and like I know that we have Riddler as a source of card advantage, but I mean still in this situation I don't think that you have like a window to like wiggle around really. Oh, this is actually not so bad. So we like this is obviously planes, Gear Hulk, and we just pass the turn. Nothing else we can do. They have
Yeah,
one.
for sure. Can
What are we going to find?
So the way we're losing the game is we're losing to the Bright Glassgate Gearhulk, but we can't trade against it. So
Do we just find double seam reaps?
no, I think it's Seam Rip Mockingbird.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to get somewhere with the cub coming back by seam ripping their seam rip
Mm-hmm.
and see if we go into a way to stabilize the board.
Oh man, this air temple does a lot. Oh.
That's GG's for
Yeah, this
us.
is GG. Yeah.
But like I think it's important play pattern to understand here where
Mm-hmm.
again I'm repeating a lot, but because they don't have blue, they don't have any ways to like stabilize and then pull like card advantage into full
Mm-hmm.
combo as often. So yeah, GG's.
Okay, I'm going to send GG to your friend and concede.
Yeah, but like yeah, because they don't have blue, their way of like closing the game is just by beating down and playing to the
Mm-hmm.
board. So that's why it's important for us to keep more Ouroboros than other match like other cup variants to try and fight on the board. Like if we went, even if they air tempo like a few times, if they went nothing and we go like Gear Hulk, remove one of their dogs, play Ouroboros, and have the Ouroboros train going for like 1 or 2 turns, there's a chance we can easily stabilize, right? So
Mm-hmm. All right.
all right,
Let's
let's
play.
keep
Let's
going.
play some more. Because first game it was not. It was not. It was a no game basically. Unfortunately, the opponent got disconnected. Well, we lost the first one because they comboed off, but we couldn't. We couldn't see how it would be post board, unfortunately. But yeah, that Kona deck, I think that going forward, going into the next RC season is definitely something to consider. What do you think? What do you think about the deck? Oh,
Yeah,
we're
I
we're
think
in. Mm-hmm.
it's interesting. I'll just say that much. All right, so
It's a
what do you
mole.
think?
I would mole it, honestly.
Sounds
We
good.
we are on the play, but it's like too slow still. Um, yeah, it's a keep.
Yep,
Do
sounds.
we? What do we send back now? So a land. Is it too greedy?
No, I think land is definitely something to consider. I like putting back the land.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Passage.
Right passage.
Mm-hmm.
The other card to put back is Gearhulk because it can be
Mm-hmm.
hit or miss. So we have like Cub Rhythm lined up.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we put back a land and our opponents is like a blue red deck and they just kill,
Mm.
that's the best easiest way to lose.
Mm-hmm.
I think I like putting back the land though.
Yeah, I think I want to be
Just
greedy
for
here.
yeah. Just maximize your decks, you know, proactive draws and maximize you being on the play.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we start with the Verge and Pollinator.
Island.
Mm-hmm.
Otter. Okay, so it's lessons or
Prowess. We just don't know
prowess.
yet. Mm.
So yeah, forced play. We just go shock in.
Yeah. Nothing else. So again, we earthbent the Verge, right? Just as a rule of thumb,
Yeah,
because it's in tap land. And if, well, lessons, they also play Boomerang Basics if they play Storm Chaser's Talent, so
yeah.
we can
Let's attack
attack.
them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
They,
these mulligan decisions are actually where like being in a decklist, open decklist environment is really beneficial, even if it's like a quote unquote
it's Pixie.
Esper Pixie. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's like not a control deck, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
Drowner, okay.
Gonna tap a land. Well, yeah, nothing we can do. No need to
Yep.
float the mana. Can I Curator, huh? We do have 3 mana now.
So what are the options that are available to us?
Well, we can find like Llanowar Elf, right? Or just cast Curator. I think I would prefer to cast a Curator.
Here is actually because we want to bridge to a 4-drop, and because it's high chance they don't have like a removal spell.
Oh, you think?
Or so I think I would actually want to go for a rhythm for
Rhythm
a
and an Elf?
no Mockingbird.
We're gonna copy Gene Pollinator?
We're gonna copy the Verge, the Earthbender Verge. That
Oh.
gives us land.
Oh, yeah. You can do that too. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it just becomes a land then.
Yep. And here, actually, the fact we earthbended the Verge is really big for us, because not only is it like a untapped source that's fine getting bounced, but here it's also another white source. So,
Oh,
yep. And
and
then
now, yeah, I didn't think about it. It's actually nice.
no, you can't cast that because it's not
Ah,
a
oh, it's not our bandit. Right. That would be too good, right? Too good to be true.
yeah. Also, it's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We don't attack.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it's a land that's not a creature but still
Mm-hmm.
has flying
Mm-hmm.
from Mockingbird text.
Mm-hmm.
So if you then go back and earthbend this copied Mockingbird Verge, then it's a 1/1 with haste and flying.
Mm. That's a funny interaction.
Yep, for sure. So here, the fact they didn't attack with the otter highly suggests have them having Kaito. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there we go. So it makes a lot of sense, right? They wanted to put out a flood pit. They're having Kaido now,
Of
so it's
course.
probably like a removal light hand that's more like proactive. But because we're on the play already developing too early, they're forced to take this,
Mm-hmm.
you know, approach. All right, so we have 4 mana. So what do you want to do?
It's a good question. Like this Gene Pollinator is kind of awkward. To be fair, I'm thinking about Uro. So we
Mm-hmm.
are creating like a threat, like a real threat.
Yep,
And
I like that.
also next turn we can actually like cast something that we find uh, from the Gear Hulk. or with the Gear Hulk.
Yep, let's do that, and let's attack down the Kaido.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, while you do that clicking,
Yeah.
just to explain why I want to do Urborg now. Urborg is actually a really fragile threat in this matchup
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of gameplay patterns where like we play out the Urborg and they just know where to run it before we even get a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So being able to deploy Urborg while they're tapped out, get a trigger, and force them to then use their mana on their turn to interact with it is a really high upside. That's like I think better than playing out a Gear Hulk and then playing
Mm-hmm.
out the Urborg next turn.
For sure. I think so too.
Because
And
like here we're the
mm-hmm.
aggressor. Like we don't need to be interacting. We need
Mm-hmm.
to force them to interact.
Also, Maelstrom Resolve does nothing against Kaito, and Kaito is like the biggest problem for us right now. Okay.
Yep.
But how do you assess this matchup in general? Is it
It's
favored?
it's probably rough for us.
Sorry?
It's bad for us, I
It's bad
think.
for us. Yeah, I think so too. It's favored for them because they have a lot of interaction and a lot of recursion.
Exactly. Like, I'm gonna be talking about it in the Pro Tour recap video, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But in the Pro Tour, Channel Fireball, or I guess Team TCG player,
Mm-hmm.
their team deck was Bant Cobb and Esper Pixie. And the
Mm.
reason why they brought Esper Pixie was to fight the Cobb decks.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Also, it should be good into prowess as well.
Yep.
Alright, so they bounced Override, which means that they probably now have that nowhere to run.
Yep. I agree. I think here is where we want to play out the Gearhulk.
Mm-hmm.
Um and see what they want to do with their mana.
So let's tip out, I don't know, pollinators.
Yeah.
At the same time,
Oh, no, no,
yeah.
no. I would just have the lands,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, because we want to attack promptly. Or
and I would search out
Mockingbird.
um Mockingbird and probably a Seamrip.
Hmm. Into the
So
talent.
this probably a normalize, no Ang,
Oh, shoot. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's bad. Bad news. What can we do now? Hmm. It may be counterintuitive, but maybe we just attack Kaito with the cub. Or even no, we attack both. So they can all just champ and save Kaito.
this is really close. But
Because if we cast Kinai Curator, it's like it achieves nothing, right?
well, I'm also considering casting the Gearhulk from the airbend.
Hmm.
But now I'm also thinking like, what's the worst punish they could do? Like the worst punish is probably they go like uptick on Kaito,
Mm-hmm.
boomerang basic, remove the blocker,
Mm-hmm.
attack for 7,
Mm-hmm.
8,
Oh, that's
potentially 9.
yeah, that's very close.
Will come in hand. Then if we attack both on Kaito,
We deal with
then their
Kaito.
clock is pretty low.
To be fair, I think we need to
What?
deal with Kaito. Like it kind of sucks for us, but otherwise we yeah,
I agree,
I think
but
we're in a
like
losing
then how
position.
do we attack?
We
Do we
attack
want to attack with both, or do we want to attack with just the Cobb?
no with both, yeah. So we deal with Kaito, whatever, regardless.
Yeah,
They may champ like they may not care about Ang, you know, and we need to deal with Kaito. So I think we attack both.
no, yeah, I think we do, but it's just a consideration, you know.
Mm-hmm. Also, like we're probably not blocking with Pollinator anyways. This situation is very tricky, right? Because there are like few avenues to go, so to speak.
Yeah, I think there's 4 lines we could have
Mm-hmm.
taken.
Yeah.
5 actually. The first one is not play the Gearhulk, not play 4 drops, and play Curator
Mm-hmm.
and attack, which is probably the worst. Second one is play out the Gearhulk from Airbend.
Mm-hmm.
Third one, attacking Kaito, but with how many creatures?
Mm-hmm.
And the fourth one is we just like play out the two creatures in our
Mm-hmm.
hand. That's not fun. And yeah,
Oh no, another.
Flood Pit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is a nightmare. Okay, yeah. Well, no instant speed effects. Oh my god. GG. Mm-hmm.
It's not GG for us necessarily. If we draw a land,
I mean, yeah, we're still alive. Except for they now can upgrade the class, bring back
and
more
then they get
basics.
boomerang, and then bounce a blocker. So we trade down the.
Do we just cast Kina Creator? So we, like one way or another, we have a creature left. I don't know if it helps. What do you think?
Is it Knight or is it Gearhulk? I think we can't forget about the Gearhulk and the Airbend.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's still there. Let's then maybe cast Gear Hulk, right? Because
Well, maybe we're supposed to play out the Weaver, and
but then they
in that case we'll have to trade it down.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's cast the Gearhulk.
Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of safer. I mean, already we're playing from behind. So what are we gonna find? Mockingbird and Seamery, right? Same thing? I think same thing has to be, as we discussed earlier. What do you think now?
Yeah, I think Mockingbird Seamrip is good.
Mm-hmm. Alright. We're not attacking.
This is also another deck that we were talking about it during the RC testing, but we actually didn't commit to revisiting. And actually, a good friend of mine, Samuel Estrati, from Italy, came second with the deck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very impressive.
indeed.
We didn't take
I
it
think one of the
seriously.
best constructed player in the world.
Nice. But yeah, Samuel's deck is very interesting. Did you know that they played 61 card main deck?
I'm not surprised. Italian style. It's very very common actually. Because even Lorenzo
Yeah.
Eliti, a lot of time when he's sideboarding and he doesn't know what's the 61st card, he just goes, "Okay, I'll submit 61."
Because why not? Because I can, right?
Because why not?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
well, we're blocking.
here, yeah,
We're
but how do you want to block?
just drowners, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we dead? So they flip Ang. Well, not exactly, but almost, right?
We have to block this way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They flip Ang, though. Or they can do... Yeah, they can do a lot of things now. It can be another Kaito. Probably more impactful would be to... I don't know, why did they attack with Drowners, though?
Well, because like if we block them, they can just use the drowners on what they stunned, right? By tapping 4 mana. So it's not really like a dead attack. Like they get to use their mana, etc. If they have Kaito, they would probably bounce the Ang and then have it up anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But like giving them no options to like bounce the unblocked Drowner is good. So there's that. So I think the way we blocked is okay.
Yeah, I think it was correct. I'm still a
There's
little bit
also forcing
confused.
mana, I think.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. Nice play from your
Mm-hmm.
opponent. Because they can just bounce that
Mm-hmm.
tapped Drowner.
Yeah, in response to the trigger. Mm-hmm.
And then they have another Drowner up.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably use the currently blocked one though, I assume. Nope. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they click through phases. First strike damage.
Mm.
Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we definitely need to draw land or else we're just dead.
Mm-hmm.
And even then they have okay, wait.
Yeah, no way. Like flyers and everything. I'm just gonna concede just to save us time. Dead on board.
They played really well, sneaking every damage they can with
Mm-hmm.
not damage removal.
Sure.
Let me consult my paper.
Yeah.
I don't know if I put Esper Pixie on here though.
I don't think you did.
I even put Temur Harmonizer and Rakdos Monument, but I didn't put Esper Pixie
Yeah,
Dupe.
because
Okay.
those decks we actually considered. Oh,
Mhm.
bacon, egg, and cheese. Thank you so much for a follow. Hello there. Oof. Listen, I think Sorag definitely goes in because they do
I
have a
think
lot of
so too.
interaction.
I think
Nah.
Sage is good.
Yeah, you know what? I think so too. Maybe we
Let's
just
board
need
those in.
to trim some of the mana dorks like gene pollinators, maybe.
First, I think we cut the Behemoth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably not gonna happen anyways.
We can trim a Rhythm with it.
Do you want to trim
Um,
pollinator?
I think we trimmed the. No, we should keep the first one just in case. We should cut the Ouroboros for sure. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Or trim at least because of nowhere to run.
Yeah, a lot of investment, right?
Yeah. We could.
Maybe Alco?
No, I think Oko gets
Mm,
attacked too easily.
interaction.
Maybe we can trim another Rhythm to board in another Seam Rip.
Mm-hmm. Key Knight Creator, I think we can also trim one. Like their only interaction with Graveyard is through the talent. So maybe we don't even need it. Like at all.
Yeah, I think we should keep one just in case
Mm.
with Rhythm for it. And we can probably bring back the first copy of Ouroboros.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, maybe we want the Igra?
Really? I don't think they
Yeah, like,
care.
is what removal do they have to kill it that effectively?
Mm.
Like,
Yeah.
the question is like, do you want Igra? Or do you want the first Ouroboros?
Let's
I'm not
test
sure.
let's test out Igor. You know, it would be a good opportunity to do that as well.
Yeah, sounds good.
Because when I casually play or casually test, I kind of like to do that.
No, it's okay. We can mulligan easily with this deck.
No access to white.
I
But
think we should mulligan this again.
we do have a Riddler though. No? Still no?
No, I think that's a
Mm.
bit too weak. Much better.
Mm.
Okay. What do you think?
Probably send back Curator and maybe Curator and Pollinator. I know it's nice to cast Pollinator, but at the same time, it's gonna put a strain on our mana, right? I don't know. At the same time, it has to be a forest.
It has to be a forest, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I think can I create a for sure. Kind of want to keep the charm. It gives us options.
Also hard.
If we could keep Pollinator and send back Weaver then. So turn 2 is gonna be Cub.
What about just putting back the curator and the charm and just hope we
Just
joy?
Okay, yeah. Maximizing, yeah, on our available mana. Okay, let's try that since we're on the play as
Yep.
well. All right. Forest. Doop doop.
And then we're just in the Riddler waiting room, you know?
Yeah. Would be nice to draw that.
Here, actually, it's interesting what you... Oh, okay. Interesting. Nice. So let's...
Weaver.
Yep. Yeah. And actually, here is interesting for earthbending. Because they are a removal heavy deck, and their main way to interact with your earthbender is removal. There are play patterns where you just earthbend the passage, so you can reset it and cast it as a different color.
That's a good point.
I think.
What do you
By
think?
the way, here, because you already have 2 cubs lined up, I would go Pollinator,
And
Mockingbird.
Yeah, I agree. Also, this way we're using our mana at the most optimal. I don't know. I'm just obsessed with mana optimization. Sometimes, it's crazy because you have to do some counterintuitive plays, which are not mana optimal sometimes. And it's just, I just feel this fight within me. Like, no, I need to use my mana efficiently. And this is just goes on and on. All right. So, I guess Cobb and Cobb, right? What do you want to earthbend now?
It doesn't matter because we're gonna earthbend both anyways.
But if we had one Cobb, I mean.
Oh, if it's 1 cub, probably the Verge still because we don't have a green source. Like if they kill the passage and we name like planes, we won't have any green source. So.
Yeah, in that situation still.
And now again in the Riddler waiting room. But actually, this is actually where our initial mulligan decision was really important because we decided that we didn't want to like keep the payoff in the Druid charm and decided to keep as much mana development in the early turn. So that's why we're able to fight like the 3 pieces of interaction well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I think this like sequence really shows the strength of this deck. Like they had this is the 4th removal they had, and we're still like in a really strong position.
Here we have
And there we go.
it.
So, question is, how do you want to cast it though?
Just the first tap Verge, I think.
No, what about just hard casting it?
Oh, hard casting. Ooh, that's a good point. Since they're fully tapped out. Oh, that. You know what? Yeah, why not? We cast everything. Just yeah. All right.
Yeah. So with first, I think cast the elf, and that way you can tap the elf with the pollinator.
That's a good point. Oof.
And then start
Yeah, that's easy for now.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to attack? I think we can. We're not blocking with the Cub.
Yeah, and we should definitely. I think we're actually in this game specifically because they're stuck on lands and they're not that fast. We're actually in a position where we might even race with the Riddler.
Yeah.
So now I'm actually thinking about like whether this Riddler can block, and it's like nowhere to run plus another spell on the Otter kills the Riddler, so we can only block the Pixie. Okay, yeah.
It's gonna be Riddler. Oh, still a land. Okay. Oh, and we drew all the lands in the world. Huh. This is interesting now, right?
Yes, but I
I
think.
think we have to attack, to be honest. I don't know.
Oh no, I think you definitely attack with the Riddler, but you don't. You think about attacking with the Kabbalah. I don't think you do,
No.
just because the context of the hand, they don't have any removal, so we want to maximize the mana.
Yeah,
So I think just with the Riddler.
I agree. And also, we just cannot like sit and wait for them, to draw some more removal. So we need to put pressure, especially
Yep.
in a situation like that. So we don't have. Well, we do have card advantage thanks to Riddler, but we don't have anything else going on.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So they're gonna draw a card. Nothing we can do about it.
But I think this is interesting. Like the fact they attack like this, they don't remove anything, they don't put extra pressure, kind of suggests that. And the fact they didn't have a land for turn 4, oh, nice.
That
Kind of
is.
suggests potentially a reactive spell like Normalize. So let's just cast the Igra, mindful of being able to cast a.
To be fair, I don't think they board in No More Lies against this deck. Just more interaction, more removal. At least that's what I would do. Because you have access to so much mana that it's just, kind of pointless. Their strategy against us has to be just remove everything that's on the board and not to sit on a counter spell. So I think we should not probably consider that. I mean, maybe, but I highly doubt it.
Okay. In that case, how do you want to cast it?
Oof. Do you want to attack first? No?
I think we should play out the Igra first.
Okay. Well, we need to tap what Gene Pollinator and Cob, I guess.
No, what if we just play out the passage on black
Oh.
shock and play out Igra like that?
Okay, let's do that.
That leaves the most
We don't have a
blocker.
lot of.
And then we should tap the elf because we can potentially chump block with the passage.
Okay.
And this also lets us eat the creatures as food.
All right, it's all resolved. Now then, attack with Riddler.
Yep. And now we're head on board, head on life. Just in a great position.
Also, I'm so glad that we drew Igra. Good.
Oh yeah, test.
Yeah, good way to actually see how it performs. Right.
Yeah. They probably have to pick up a nowhere to run.
Maybe 6.
Like the.
Or maybe 6 so they can draw something.
Yeah, could be. It's interesting, right? Like nowhere to run, just ignores the ward.
Oh.
Yeah, but the Igra is just too big to deal with.
I think so too.
Nice.
Yeah, That was it already with the Riddler. A lot of pressure, but yeah, realistically, they probably can do anything about Igra, right? So Igra, okay, in that particular situation, it was really good. Like it was
It was really
basically, yeah, it
good.
was like win on spot.
Yeah.
All right, so we're
Um,
keeping Igra.
I think I'm a bit concerned with Archdruid Charm as multiples. It was a
Mm-hmm.
bit clunky.
Mm-hmm. I
So
agree.
we could just cut one to bring another resolve in.
Yeah, now that we're on the draw, we also have to think about it. So we have to fight all of their removal spells, right? So probably they're gonna keep a hand with a bunch of interaction. Otherwise, they're also just gonna mulligan. They have to prevent
Yeah.
our early development as much as they can. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
I
thinking
like the
about Okos. I don't know. Do you think like it's? I know that they can attack it, but at the same time, it's like, do we play from their boarding strategy? You know, like we know what to expect from them.
No, I don't like Oko at all. I think the problem is the nothing of Oko lines up really well
Hmm.
against their board. Their like Oko's +2 is not that good in their board full of like small creatures because like they're not attacking with just one creature most times. They're
Mm-hmm.
attacking like with a board of creature. So like Oko's never gonna be progressing. Um, the draw effect is like good, but if you do that, you're probably gonna
Mm-hmm.
have Oko killed. And the 3/3 tokens, they're like it dies to nowhere to run. It gets bounced by boomerang basics.
Mm-hmm.
You probably can't really block the otters that well most times. So and a lot of their creatures are flyers.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I generally agree. It's just, I'm trying like to give another
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
perspective, just because sometimes
Definitely
you have to think, what
outside the box.
what are they boarding against us, and what is going to be their strategy post board.
Totally agree. That's also how we decided to board in Igra. So definitely good findings.
Yeah, listen, this is mulligan for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, we cannot keep it. Like there is
Let's
just.
mulligan again.
Mm-hmm.
A good tip for playing this deck is this deck mulligans extremely well thanks to
Mm,
Riddler. So
yeah.
don't be afraid to mulligan.
And now we have it in our 5
Yeah.
cards. So I would suggest like Sim Reap and a land, but then yeah, probably like it has to be blue though, right?
Yeah. I think it's still Seam Rip and a Forest.
Mm-hmm.
Your chances of drawing like a forest is high, so
Mm-hmm.
because then if you draw a blue source as well, you can just use this passage on the forest.
Yeah. Makes sense. Ooh, Gear Hulk. Not exactly what we need, but I mean, still, our play is still
Yeah.
nowhere else.
Actually, the fact you drew Gearhulk is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a bad draw because it means that you don't need to rely on Riddler as a resource, a card advantage resource.
Mm.
So it probably lets you play out this passage on white more likely, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you threaten casting the Gearhulk next turn.
Maybe we can even Sim Reap.
Yeah, I think let's see.
Temple Guard,
Wow.
nice. Okay,
Great.
we're safe. Like in that situation. I mean, we probably still need to Sim Reap. What do you think?
Yeah, let's seam rip a auto token, play
Mm-hmm.
the temple card tapped,
Mm-hmm. I
and
agree.
go from play the untapped one and attack as well. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really been enjoying these games because it's showing like a lot of different side of this Bant deck.
For
Like
sure.
we're not just winning by playing Cub,
Mhm.
Uroboroid, or like Cub, Behemoth, you know?
Yeah, Gear Hulk definitely adds a new dimension to the deck.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like on the
Interesting.
beat down. Yeah, now this is, yeah. To be fair, I still want to cast Gear Hulk so we can at least hold these other tokens. Because
Yeah, I like casting the Gear Hulk.
it has.
Unfortunately, we have to give up on blue.
Mm,
But I think the fact we drew a rhythm means we're good with mana for a few turns.
okay, let's say it's a forest then, right?
Yes.
Has to be forest, I think. All right. Gear Hulk. What do I want to find? Mockingbird?
Oh. No, not
No,
Mockingbird. We
still.
have the rhythm. So the question is, do we want to do double Seam Rip or do we want to do Seam Rip Resolve?
I think Sim Reap is safer, to be honest.
I agree. Let's just get the Seam.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is that, well, we know about Boomerang basics, right? But we don't know what, maybe they play into the Flood Maw as well. And it's just a total blowout.
And here I think we don't block, by the way.
Mm.
Because one nowhere to run just blows us out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we don't block here.
Okay. Maybe they just want to push damage, to be honest. Maybe it is Kaito. But then they would just attack with Sunpearl Kirin, I think.
Well, actually, like even here, like if we block nowhere to run, and then they just get ahead on board for free. If we don't block, then there's incentivized to Kaito.
Mm-hmm.
But even this Kaito is not free because they probably have to tap down the
Mm-hmm.
the board.
Mm.
That's a problem actually.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's nice. We need to play
That's
faster though. So we play Cobb. We have 4 mana. We need to do something about like Pixie, I think. I don't know. Like this is like we're taking too much damage at this point.
I think we want to do Cobb Rhythm for 1 and also a Seam Rip. Also 2 Seam Rips probably.
So we tap else.
Yeah. And then Earthbend Diverge. Earthbend
Mm-hmm,
Diverge.
yeah.
And then we can Rhythm for the Mockingbird.
Mm. Hold on, how we? Oh, we'll just copy the bird, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we copy the Verge.
Mm-hmm. And into the Pixie, right?
Yes.
We need to save our life.
So we know they have a Kirin plus talent, so they can go talent, Kirin, talent.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's 2 spells, so it's 6. If they want to attack with they want to tap down with Kaito, we survive on 2.
Mm-hmm.
If they uptick, we have to chump block, but it gives us 1 turn.
They may just. Oh shoot! Are we dead? Yeah. No. Yeah. Yes.
No, we are dead. Yeah,
Yeah. GG.
unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
We can play one more game.
Yeah, let's do this for sure. Mm, okay. That was still, I feel like it was an interesting one. Simo Wotan, hello. Thank you so much for a follow. That was an interesting one. So Igor is
Let's
good.
try and
At least we found that out. That Igor is
yeah.
good into Pixie.
All about the findings, less about the results.
Mm-hmm. Now that's good. Honestly, I feel like this video, so of course you're watching it live, but I'm going to upload it on my YouTube channel, which is at Mr. and Mrs. Spike, and I'm going to link all of the Myra's socials as well. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully I will be able to upload it tonight or tomorrow morning. And this is definitely a very good learning, video. Because we
Oh,
discuss.
Edgar P.
So you know all of the moto grinders.
Yeah, he actually queued to his first BD in Turin. A friend of mine
Nice
and a
one.
good friend of Karen actually.
Awesome. We keep this, right? This like
Yep, great hand,
yeah,
great hand.
easy.
Easy.
Do
Yeah, I
some.
guess that's the characteristic of me as a player. I just know everyone, you know,
That's good.
kind of like a bridge.
Well, as a team leader, like you sort of have to.
Trying to be the best team leader I can be.
Is Edgar in our team as well?
No, he's on you know, Matej Zadokai.
No.
So he's a pro player, but he's on his team,
Okay.
and there's a lot of like online grinders
Mm,
on it.
I see. So moto grinders not only do they play this premier events, which start very late for European time. That's why I'm not playing them. I just, I cannot, unfortunately. I wish I could. So daytime they grind leagues, and nighttime they play premier events. So it's just Magic Online every day, all day, every day.
Yeah, like Universe is a poster boy for the Magic Online grinder, you know. All the formats, all the challenges.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm not grinding that hard, but this season I've actually decided to
Mm-hmm.
try and aim for the marks really hard. So
Nice.
I'm just gonna play the really premier events and
Mm-hmm.
challenges too. That
Mm-hmm.
way.
All right. Let's start with Verge and on Worlds. When I was a student, I did play a lot of premier events on Magic Online. So I played PTQs. I remember I made top 8 at the PTQ and I got disconnected, and it was so devastating.
No. Okay. So Edgar's still playing Prowess, it seems.
Mm-hmm. Seems like it. Well, we just, keep going.
We keep going. Never give up. But like even this, right? It's the power of being on the play
Mm-hmm.
with Cobb against Prowess. Because like they can't just develop a talent
Mm-hmm.
turn one. They have to respect our start and
Yeah, yeah.
have to go trade. So this is the real strength of this deck. And now like with what we actually just drew, even if they go like double creature or something, we can then keep up the pace with like playing Weaver plus removal spell.
Shoot. I was about to say, but it's a one-lander though. I mean, again, like for us, it's also a
We keep
no-brainer.
going.
Yeah, we just keep
So
going. We keep
it's
pushing. I was just about to say
actually,
how, yeah, sorry, how they do not have a lot of removal. So essentially, it is just burst lightning, right?
yeah, or boomerang technically, but
Mm-hmm.
gonna be much worse if it was boomerang.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Actually, I was gonna say sorry. These types of games are actually where the hidden mode of charm comes up, where you
Mm-hmm.
actually search out like a breeding pool most time, to then bridge for land 3, land 4, land 5.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep in mind if you draw land, maybe you go for that. Yeah, we just keep going.
Yeah, for us, just yeah. Well, 3 burst lightning is honestly
Oh, at least they don't have a fourth one.
that would be insane. Oh,
Oh,
it's not prowess. Okay, okay. Shoot. Oh man.
that's crazy. Jeez.
But to be fair, when they dropped like a second mountain, like it got me thinking that like there's something off.
Yeah. So here I'll just name forest and
Charm.
well, yeah, I'm just thinking if there's any reason to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's a chance we just if they play something out, there's a chance we just wanna go
Mm.
Cobb Rip, Seam Rip. So yeah, let's
Mm-hmm.
just shock in and pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it has to be like that, yeah. Because if we find an elf, like same thing can happen. If we find a pollinator, it's not really a mana dork, right? So we cannot ramp out if we don't have anything else.
Yeah, yeah. I I was actually thinking the reason I was thinking to play something. Um,
Okay, we just let it resolve and then cast charm.
yes.
All right, so this looks like a MonoR, what, Viper? I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably mono red.
Do you want to find a land, maybe?
It's interesting. It's really hard.
Mm-hmm. Because this way it will be easier for us, to next turn just Rhythm Cup. And we'll have 4 mana.
Yeah, yeah, I think we should go
Naturally.
with the original. Yeah, we should go with the original line of getting breeding pool here.
Yeah. Where are you? Okay. All right. Doesn't matter. I think the plan is the same, right? So
Yep.
we're finding Cub. Hmm.
And we earthbend the verge as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad to showcase a lot of copying the verge so it comes in untapped with no life and
Yeah.
not coming in on tapped and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Now let's say if the cub survives, what do we do then?
So we'll have 6 mana next turn. Gear Hulk. Like.
Yeah, we can also just get a free quote unquote free cub.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
we just mana still.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we want to flashback the rhythm, we can only do it for up to 3, including tapping the cob.
Mm-hmm. Here he comes.
Okay.
Burn.
Starting town.
Hmm. Yeah, it's not super optimal. So what does it do? Whenever a player casts their second spell, sure, this creature deals 2 damage to target opponent. Okay, so we can choose them. It's not necessarily. I'm just thinking. Seam Reap. Hmm. We can still find Gear Hulk, you know, just as while we can, maybe. What do you think? It's like
Yeah, Gearhulk is probably good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's forced.
I kind of don't see anything else to be honest, unfortunately.
Or is it better to just play out 2 cobs and just hope we survive a turn?
I think we need to have blockers, honestly. So this is like potential 3 damage. So we are like virtually at 4, let's say, right? If they have what they
Yeah,
need.
yeah, yeah. We just have to
Mm-hmm.
Gearhulk. You're right. Yeah, but it's because like we have to block with the one of the cobs anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
that's not great. But what do we get here?
I think Sim Reap and Mouse Rider's Resolve, we kind of need to deal with their board
I
ASAP.
think it's
Or
resolve and cob.
what? Sim
And
Mouse Rider Resolve and
oh, sorry, Mockingbird.
Murkimer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason for that is I
Mm.
think we can't really just go like, oh, I'm gonna stabilize and remove everything, because there's like the Hellkite coming. There's a lot of burn spells,
Mm-hmm.
so we have to try and turn the corner.
But you want to copy the Gear Hulk, right? Or the cop.
Or it depends. I think we could
Mm.
even just copy the card and try and go for the rhythm win
Mm-hmm.
as
Mm-hmm.
well. But it all depends on this turn. I think
Yeah, yeah.
if they have a removal or not, if they can force through damage.
How much that? It's just pings. Yeah, 1 damage. Whenever an opponent casts a spell with mana value 3 or less, this creature deals 1 damage to that player.
Oh, they have the land, so they can go and get the Hellkite.
Mm-hmm. We're going to be at 1. No. Oh, we're dead if it's a Hulk. Hold on. So we have to block hers if it's a Hellkite. We're
I mean,
at
it's a forced block. So we lose the cob, we block the.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Like if we block like this, like that, take 6. The thing is that if we do that, we cannot cast anything, and if we do not block Razor Cane, we're dead from the trigger. I think they had to attack all. I don't know. So
Yeah, they have to.
to leave us at 1 because one way or another, like we cannot cast this. But that is also fine, right? That is. But this leaves us with options, though.
It does, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
first things first, we just have to resolve the 2/3.
No, we need to deal with Viper, or we are dead from that trigger.
Well, we're also dead from the 2/3 trigger. We kill the Viper, and then we can't do anything, right? Yeah. Well, we have to chump block, so it's super bad. Chomp chomp. Yeah, we have to kill the Viper or not do anything,
So Sim
or
Rip
do we
into
just?
Sim Rip into Viper, I think. Shoot.
Oh,
Can we Mockingbird Nova Hellkite and kill
yes.
Viper?
Yes, that's...
Yeah, I think so. I think so, right? Let's do this.
Yeah, that's probably the best line. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, great line, Maria. Great line. Now though, do we attack? Do I have to turn the corner?
And also, like, people agree in chat with that, yeah.
Okay. So first steps first.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we can attack, though. Well, shoot. If they double spell, we're dead. Like, anyways, nothing we can do about it, right? But we cannot attack here.
Oh yeah, they still have the dragon. Sorry, yeah, definitely can't attack.
Mm-hmm. I think we just pass and just hope to survive.
Yeah, for some reason I was thinking like, oh, we steal the dragon.
That would be nice.
Yeah, that would be nice. GG.
Oh man, okay.
Okay.
GG.
Any spell with that?
But it's just
I know.
already, you know, 4 attackers, 3 blockers.
Yeah.
Okay, we can separate. Oh, that was
But
brutal.
sideboard's looking really good for us.
Well, we do have Sage
We just bring in all the 1-mana removal and the Sage. And the Serac as well, and Igra even.
Serac, you think?
Yeah, I think it's super hard for them to kill. It blocks super well. I think Igra too. Okay.
I think we
Let
need
me
to
read
trim.
my sideboard.
Yeah, probably need to trim our rhythm and hoof. I could try.
So fast, usually you trim 2 rhythm and a behemoth together. That's like a package.
5 more cards.
You can trim Riddlers.
Oh, hold on. Can I Curator, or do we keep them as blockers?
I think Curator is fine as a blocker, I think.
Sorry, you were saying Riddlers.
I think you can trim Riddlers.
Maybe.
I think because we have so many Sages now, we can trim we don't have to bring in the Serac.
I think so too, yeah. Serac.
I think we don't need the Ouroboros. Oh, I think we should trim at least one.
Yeah. And just leave one Riddler. At the same time, Riddler can be good. But because we're boarding in Sage of the Skies, maybe we can. I don't know. Like, I feel bad, you know, trimming Riddlers. Because Riddlers, they allow us to mulligan very aggressively. But they may be slow.
I think we don't bring in the Igra because we have the Sage anyways.
Okay.
Like the effect is really strong, but it's a bit clunky. And we can probably trim a Charm as well because we just want to play to the board, and then that allows us to bring in another Riddler.
Okay, so 3 Riddlers then.
Yeah.
All right.
It's either the Riddler or Ouroboros, I think, the second one.
But like Warpin Riddler aligns well with Sage. Ooh, yep. This is interesting. This is good, I think.
I think it's a good hand.
For sure. So we start with Breeding Pool because we don't have to make a decision about Multiversal Passage, right?
Yep.
All right. That was unexpected. That Nova Hellkite came out of nowhere. But honestly, that second mountain just kind of... Yeah, I gave it away. Oh. We could just tapped Breeding Pool, pass.
I think we should just tap
or
Plane.
Planes, so we save life. Yeah, because next turn we are casting Sage most likely, right? Even with
I don't know.
you still want to benefit from the ability.
Yeah, maybe we just Rhythm for 1.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's This gives us options.
It does.
Maybe just curators. It's like it's a solid blocker still.
What if we just double spell here? Like, don't care about the Sage benefit and just go like Curator Seam Rip.
Hmm.
I think we should just play to the board.
I think we can wait. I don't know. I feel like next turn this is going to be more impactful.
But like we're taking a lot of damage to do that. We're shocking twice, right? We're playing the Breeding Pool and then playing the Passage on, and
Yeah.
then we're also taking a damage from
Mm.
the Needlekin, so that's 5 damage.
Okay. Okay. Let's do that.
Like you can also decide not to play the Curator too. Like you can just tap this. But
No.
I don't know. I think that's so like slow, like conservative. And also, if you look at the graveyard, you have 3 types already.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and now this can't attack.
Mm-hmm.
It just
No, I
super
think
well.
it was absolutely correct to cast the curator. All right.
Do you want to
Cup.
Rhythm? I don't know if it's Cobb.
But if Cup survives, next turn we have Weaver and Sage. Or we may just, cast Weaver and just eat all the spells. I don't know. But it's not very impactful though. But maybe it's alright. I don't know. Could we just Weaver? Because otherwise it just sits there, right? In our hand.
Weaver Path is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We can also just decide not to try and benefit, like be greedy with the Sage and just play it out. And start racing. Like we can also just play the Sage out, tap this land in. Next turn, play Rhythm for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Or if we draw land, we can just Rhythm for 3 for another Sage. Weaver.
My concern is that, Weaver just sits there. Because if it survives, then we'll have like a very sweet turn next.
Yeah, I agree. But the issue is like the configuration of their answers. They have shocks and burst lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And if we go like Weaver tap and they go shock plus a spell, like it can go pretty poorly. If it's like I guess shock and not the second spell is not another removal spell, the Kina is just gonna like block the bird.
You know what? Let's cast Sage, to just be
I
on this.
personally like Sage a lot.
Yeah, I think it's safe.
Yeah,
And we draw
and then
passage to planes, right? Has to be planes, I think. Or
I think it's close, but we should do forest for the flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest thing with and we don't attack yet. I think the biggest thing with Sage is if you're too greedy with Sage, you actually just take more damage and lose tempo. And then when you're starting to attack, your first attack usually is just like recouping the card, life you lost by sandbagging the. So
That's true, that's true. Just, yeah. May not have time to actually stabilize then. The fact that it has lifelink is so huge.
yeah. Like here, right? We're presenting 2 3 toughness creatures, so they have to like do
Hmm.
this, and it's not even that bad for us
Mm-hmm.
because they attack and we can just block safely.
Mm-hmm. Well, they cannot really
Yeah.
attack.
Great, great.
All right. Yep. Another ping.
And
Oh.
I think here we attack with the Sage and play out the 2 creatures taking 2 damage. We just have to. I think we should progress the board.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's do that, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Do we cast the Rhythm for? What if it's like Rhythm for Cobb plus Curator? Is that better? Yeah, that's probably better than Weaver.
I don't know. I don't like that it's sitting there, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I think it. Yeah, we can just cast the Weaver here.
Mm-hmm.
This way, we're also able to just play the land tapped as well.
Mm-hmm.
Another consideration was just shocking in and X for 3, get another Sage.
I was thinking about that actually. But again,
Uh,
like the longer you keep this Mandorks in your hand, like the worse it gets. I don't know. It's just
Yeah.
I really don't like it. Just
By the way,
piling on
did we
again.
board up the second Ouroboros? Because I think
No.
next turn we should Ouroboros if we have it in deck.
Nice. Yeah, we did not. We still have one.
Cool, cool. Yeah, these scenarios here.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yep, that's fine.
So they really respect Curator here.
Yeah, that's why Curator is really good.
Mm-hmm. Well, we have to take it.
Yep, agreed. It's okay. We can recoup the life back.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. 6. So we're on a virtual 8. Yeah, 8.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, have Cobb now.
We don't cast that though, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Viper and that too. Mm-hmm. Let's just find Uro, right? Like same.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Doop doop. Yes, please. Mm-hmm. Here you are.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's fine. We could have also gone for
Gear Hub.
and get.
But then again, you know, like it would be the same thing as casting Cobb and then Nature's Rhythm. That was like the whole point of not taking that additional damage.
But just like the resolve on the Sage is like basically an unkillable Sage, and we gain 2 life. But yeah, you're. It's like I think this is better. We attack with the Sage only. I think.
Yeah, we need to, or they're gonna ping us.
And we're basically now at a point where if we untap, we probably stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like all or nothing this turn.
So of course it's gonna depend on what we are to draw, but how do you want to play out next turn? Like just from the vacuum. We do have Cub, we do have Rhythm in the graveyard.
Yeah, the fact the Keen Eye like drew out the Scorching Shot is like really huge. I think.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
Okay, now we have to think.
We're blocking.
I think Weaver on the easiest block I came up with is Weaver on that, Ouroboros on the Snake.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Because of the first strike, to be honest.
yeah,
Okay. I would block like this. Mm-hmm. Are we dead? Oh shit. GG's.
Yeah. Super well
No.
played.
Yeah. Well,
Was there
double.
anything else we could have done differently?
So let's imagine, let's say if we started with a cub, or if we found Gear Hulk, we would be able to, I don't know, deal with one of those creatures, right? We would take 3 damage, however,
And then
and
gain 2
gain
back
2.
with the life
Mm-hmm.
from save.
So we'll be
But
at 7.
we'll also lose the Weaver as a blocker because we have to tap that.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't seem like
It
that's
would
the
be
better line.
it would be about the same situation, right? Because we would still, like, one creature would still be able to deal damage
Yeah.
to go through. Mm-hmm. Well.
Maybe we were supposed to, instead of playing like the Seam Rip plus Keen-Eyed, we were supposed to just play out the Sage that turn.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really poor into any 3 damage removal. Which they probably have with Scorching Shot.
Yeah.
So
I think Creator did quite a lot for us. It's just, yeah,
yeah.
Temur's like,
The way we sideboarded, I think thinking back, we did mostly good, but we probably don't need as many Riddlers, and we probably need more Ouroboros, I think. Because we're more fighting on the board, less like comboing off. And Needlekin is just a really poor punish for us to Riddler.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Mm-hmm.
But the fact we kept the one Ouroboros came up well, so merits there.
Mm-hmm.
Eager seems a bit too slow, so
Oh, wait.
it's
Hold on. Going to bring back. Do you see the, I think it's a little bit messed up now. Okay, now you should be able to see that. Sorry.
yeah. You're gonna finish the league. Let's try and finish with a win.
Yeah, let's do this. I was about to ask you if you're okay for that last push.
Yeah. All the games are super omega close too,
Hmm.
so yeah.
No, I'm enjoying it a lot. And also like learning a lot, honestly. Like a lot of very nuanced decisions. Like honestly, it all starts with land drops, right? If you think about it.
Yeah, it does. Because also it's like easy to just say, oh, we should have played a breeding pool tap
Mm-hmm.
there instead of the passage on white. But the only card that punishes us there is the Keen-Eyed. So that's like that would be results oriented based thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a high chance we either go like Sage for 3 only, or go like um Seam Rip Pass or something like that. So I'm still happy with that line of play. Um, a lot of these matches have been against new decks that popped up post Turin.
Yeah.
So a lot of like our list and sideboard is not well tuned for a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
matchups. But it's also a good sign that like our list not updated is still very close into these decks. So with more prep and more tuning, we can probably get to a position where we're actually winning against matchups like this. And I guess
Absolutely.
that's the really good part about Band. It's just the customization.
Yeah, that's the thing. Exactly. Oh, what do you think? So, we are on the play.
Yep. And I guess we should keep.
I think I would keep this. Yeah, like double cub.
Great hand.
Start with the with the Temple Garden. So we're saving some life points. Yeah, the thing is about the deck is that it's kind of versatile. So again, you can just adjust it to the expected meta.
Yep.
And the games were very interesting.
For sure. It's a mid-range deck at its core.
Okay, it is probably Prowess now. But I mean, not to cast the cub, it's kind of silly, right? We need to cast the cub.
Yeah, we should cast the cub. Yeah, just thinking
Probably,
about which land.
I think the blue verge.
Yeah, I think the blue verge is okay.
Because of the Riddler.
Yep. Also, the upside of if the cub survives and we're able to play Urobroid is just so big that we should definitely just lean
Also,
into it.
it was nothing, by the way. Okay, so yeah, playing against
Let's
Prowess.
go.
So no opt, no nothing. Luckily for us, and yeah, it's just free real estate now.
Here, I would just go for Urobroid and get the cubs out of shock range.
We still
No. I think I would play Urobroid.
just Uro.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking. No, I think you're right. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. Of course, there is like a play where we could cast it all, right?
Well, in that case, we wouldn't be able to get rid of the Urobroid and the land in our hand. So Riddlers only draw one and not really impacting the board. We do get a lot of, and they don't have a shock at least from the first turn.
Yeah,
So it is high upside, but it's like, but I do prefer to try and get like play to the board and try and get, because now if they bounce, right, like we can redeploy everything.
All right. So now just Cobb and Uro, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah, also we have a lot more mana, so we can also Cobb Uro Gene Elf.
So I have 3. I'm just gonna tap it all.
Yeah, we should play Cobb and Gene.
I would. Yeah, I would too.
Because we want the blue mana. And we should definitely attack here because we're racing.
Yeah.
And their mana base is a problem for them because they might not be able to cast like too many spells. Never mind. But now here they're locked into 2 spells. So yeah, there's a high chance we're able to outrace them.
Well, we are surviving this for sure, yeah. Even if it was bristling. Yeah. You were preparing. You were preparing for this matchup.
We are indeed. So the usual package of Behemoth and Rhythms we trim. And then
that's true.
so
That's a good point. Non-creature. Yeah, I would have 6 mana indeed. Yeah. That's a good point. I needed to tap out just lands, not an earth banded land. Yeah. Good point.
So yeah, Behemoth Rhythms.
All of the rhythms.
2. No, 2 of them.
Sages.
First, I think we can also trim at least 1, if not 2 Riddlers. And we can trim a Gene Pollinator. And then we bring in the Sages, the Seam Rips, and the Resolves.
Traction. Yep.
Okay, 61. So what do we call? Oh, I think we can trim a charm. Oh wait. Hmm.
Egress seems
No,
too
Eager's
expensive.
not really for this matchup
Mm-hmm.
because it's a bit. Well, here it's between keeping another Riddler or a Gene Pollinator, I think. I prefer keeping the Gene Pollinator.
I think so too, because again, they do not have a lot of removal. Well, pot board. Also, what do you expect them to board against us? So I submit.
Yeah. It's usually depends how updated, but probably some combination of Pyroclasms, maybe
Mm-hmm.
Furnace plus Brew. Um,
What do we
but
have
yeah,
here? Hmm.
great
Well,
hand.
but I don't know. Well, we do have Sim Reap, which is good. Still.
Yeah.
Okay, let's skip it. They're on the play. They shock themselves. Just drop what? Green Pool. Because we do have Verge, right?
I think we dropped Temple Garden.
Temple Garden.
Yeah.
Why?
Because then if we don't draw
Hmm.
any relevant spells, we can
We'll
then
just
Seam Rip and
drop.
Breeding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Drop the pool. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Here it goes. All that.
This is great for us. We much rather not see it plotted. So this is very good for us. We
I know.
should Seam Rip and just
Mm-hmm.
tap it.
I think so too. Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, for listeners watching this, I think realizing the play pattern differences between Simic, Selesnya, Bant is super important because against Simic, this is much less likely to be punished, and that one damage might be relevant. But
Mm-hmm.
against Bant and the white version, this is a heavy punish. So instead of like being greedy for that one point of damage, it's usually better to hold off. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Uh.
here it's great for us because we get to equip the resolve on the
Mm-hmm. Hub.
um cog, so it's hard to shock it down while we also get to play pollinator and
This is
resolve.
this
So
is
yeah, dream scenario.
it's amazing, honestly. So, do you
Yeah,
want to like steal the Verge, right?
yeah. Earthbend the Verge,
Mm-hmm.
because this is the matchup where like mockingbirding the Verge is relevant as well, but they also could play like bounce off and into the
Mm-hmm.
flood more.
Yeah, and same thing. If you're playing prowess against mono green, like same thing. Post board always plot slick shot because just expect interaction post board. Oh, like there was an idea from chat to save Gene Pollinator for the Sage of Disguise, but I think we can still uh Nature's Rhythm and Sage next turn. No?
By the way, the chat is actually Ricardo from last season. So
Okay.
hey Ricardo.
Hello.
Actually,
Did not
a-
realize that.
another one of the
Mm.
smart teammates that played
Nice,
the
nice, nice,
deck.
nice. Yeah.
So another master
Mm-hmm.
himself. But yeah, so my thought of playing the pollinator out is like we're already pretty like even if not ahead. So we don't really need to go like for the double sage line in my opinion. Like If they
wow.
kill, it's
Mm-hmm.
super hard to kill Cobb, and if they do kill Cobb, then we get to like present a rhythm turn with Sage as well. So that's the thought process of playing the Gene Pollinator. But obviously, like it's a line definitely can
Mm-hmm.
consider.
Mm-hmm. So now we do have access to
I think we
7
just
mana.
triple Sage.
How do you want to play out? Um, I don't know. Like there are a lot of options. We could find Gear Hulk, right?
No, what if we just
Or
triple Sage here?
triple. Like how?
Play the Sage and then play a second Sage.
Just that. Just like that.
Yeah, and then next turn, play a
Uro.
rhythm for Uro. Yeah.
Mm.
The other line we could take is we could do rhythm Cobb, Sage, but then our rhythm is a bit harder to get
Mm-hmm.
to Uro. I
To
prefer a Sage.
I think so too. To be honest, like I had this idea, like when I drew second sage, I was like, oh my god, we're going to do that, like sage into sage, and I think it's good. So I'm just tapping all the mana because essentially it is
Yep.
just like 6 mana anyways. So we're starting off with that. Also, it is, you know, like the easiest probably turn for us. So like sage into sage already, it is kind of a lot of pressure. And not kind of, it is a lot of pressure, like 3 flyers to 3 with
Mhm.
lifelink. And then rhythm, like next turn, it gives us more options, more possibilities. And with Orb-Roid, it's just, yeah, too much. Instead of, trying to like rhythm and then sage. You know what I mean? We could do that probably, like rhythm and then sage.
I mean, we
But then
could,
it,
but like,
it wouldn't be impactful.
sorry. Like if we look at the amount of like mana sources we have, even
Mm-hmm.
if they actually kill the Cobb, like we already have 5, including the Gene Pollinator. So if
Mm-hmm.
we draw the 6th land, we can just like hard cast for Rhythm for 4 anyways. So I think saving, like not going for the flashback, that's most likely to get killed by like a random shock or something,
Mm.
is important.
Okay, we're thinking. What can it be?
Combination of like Sears Get Out is something that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
If they do something like Opt or Bounce, that's not bad for us because that's like essentially burning a card and spell count.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's something between those. They don't have enough mana to play the crab, so that's something
Mm-hmm.
we don't need to be that worried
Yeah,
of.
that's true. Just 3 spells in the graveyard.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Get out.
Yeah. Get out. Exactly.
Okay. Then we'll just cast second one.
Another one.
This is nasty. Hold on. Why? I'm so bad. I'm sorry. All
And then
right.
we should have this in for Forest, I think, for flashback reasons.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Let's attack.
Yeah, let's attack.
Sages are so nasty.
For sure. Here, actually, if we were to chump block with one Sage, so we keep another Sage for like a Uroboros turn
Mm-hmm.
and attacking with pumped Sage, it's important you chump with the token first because they
Mm-hmm.
can get to
Bounce.
remove it. Yeah. Like this is a good example of like when we would actually chump block with the Sage.
Well,
And here I wouldn't double block here, I think.
we just try to trade, right?
Well, yeah, which most likely won't be a trade, but
Mm-hmm.
still it's like a 7-point life swing. Oh, it did work.
It was indeed a trade, so it was even better for us. Okay. So now what? Just Uro? They have 2
Yeah.
cards. How do we tap? So we can just, I don't know, Gene Pollinator probably, right? We tap Gene Pollinator.
I think you tap both creature lands. Oh, mana dorks.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, we need 6 mana, right? So I
Oh, you're
prefer
right. Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah. I'm
not
sorry.
have
I'm
to
just.
draw.
Yeah, you're right. What am I thinking? Okay. Bum, bum, bum. All right.
And the thought process is like if they have something. So if Uro resolves and we get a trigger, we basically just win the game straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Not because we just attack, but like we just gain so much life. It's so unlikely they can come back from that. If it doesn't resolve, like if they kill it, then there's on one card left in hand. So like resources wise, we're gonna be fine. So we don't need a blocker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Eddie.
Yep. That's fine.
We're gonna tap the cob and the sage. Yep.
Yep.
What should we say? Still forest?
Probably forest, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or forest or island. Island for Riddler reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But in this board state, I think we just warp Riddler and harmonize rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just name forest.
Also, we can just find Riddler with the rhythm if we need to, right?
Mhm. Yeah, like here they only have 2 cards in hand. So we're not out of the woods completely, but we're pretty much there.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I didn't jinx it. Because if there's one deck in the format that can steal a game, it is this deck.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one card. It could be another Eddie.
It could be, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Looks like it, to be honest. So, maybe we'll do just that, find a Riddler. What do you think?
3 Riddler. Is Riddler better than like a Gearhulk?
Hmm. Well, Riddler blocks Eddie. That's like one thing. But at the same,
Well,
I mean, with Ouroboros,
Gearhulk,
it doesn't matter. With Ouroboros, it
yeah,
doesn't matter. Okay, let's find Gearhulk then, right?
I think so, yeah.
Trying to.
So you want to harmonize with the cob.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So tap the
This
cob
is
to get the
3.
cost reduction.
Mm-hmm. Done. And yeah, still like our mana dorks, I think.
Yeah, I think you tap the Verge.
And the Verge.
Yep.
So hold on. How much mana do we need?
So you need 8 mana. And 8 mana minus 3, so you need 5.
Give Hulk to get Mouse Rider and Mockingbird. Ricard suggests. Fight after combat with Sage.
Yep, I agree.
Hold on. Do we tap a Gene Pollinator? So like 3.
No,
We just tap Forest.
or source. I think we should tap the pollinator maybe.
Okay.
Do we have enough? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we yeah, yeah, we need to tap Pollinator. Uh,
Yeah, we should undo. We
oh, no,
should
no, 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 no. Not necessarily, no. We just made breeding pool. We need to tap a breeding pool, I think.
well, so yeah, we will if they're smart and tap our pollinator
Mm-hmm.
and sage, they would miss out. We would miss out on the spell. But if it's one resolve, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine.
Gear
Gear.
hook. Boom.
Resolve and Mockingbird, I think.
Mockingbird and Master Rider Resolve.
Yeah.
So, first, we just pass in, right? Oh, hold on. We can. Let's cast Dream Pollinator because next turn. Oh, sorry. Post combat, we'll still be able to Master Rider Resolve, right? How do you want to play out before combat? So they know about Master Rider Resolve and Mockingbird.
Yeah, I think we should play out the pollinate.
I think we could before combat.
Like, no. We definitely don't tap the land though. We have to. If we were to cast this, we should tap the pollinator.
Mm.
I don't think we cast it. It's just not a. Yeah, I personally wouldn't.
No, let's just
I,
pass to combat, you know.
yeah.
Okay, now let's see. Oh, they did. What? Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
now we just get the attack, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that's fine.
Now we just attack all, right? It's like pretty pretty obvious. Okay. So bounce off. Hold on, where?
On the Eddie mark.
Okay, right.
Oh yeah, we win. We win
Mm-hmm.
anyways. Because they like if we go back to the game, if you click return game, to just break it down.
Uh, where was it? No, I think we're out.
No, there's a return game in the corner.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they bounce the Eddie Merc, they play out the Eddie Merc,
Mm-hmm.
and they probably like tap down a Sage and Pollinator, or tap down Sage and something else, right? That
Mm-hmm.
leaves the Eddie Merc vulnerable, so we Mouse Riders resolve. Even if we don't need to do that, like we have the Gear Hulk as a first striking threat.
Mm-hmm.
We and we just give them no outs basically. I think one out so unlikely. They don't have enough mana to, but if they
Mm-hmm.
have more mana, they can do like stock up into Slickshot or chain Eddymer crabs, like boomerang basic Eddymer crab or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like we have enough creatures, we have enough board,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can remove threat. So yeah.
All the creatures are big. Yeah, yeah.
Uroboros and Gearhulk definitely
Mm-hmm.
key. Like Sage is good, but enough is not good enough, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
Like we
true.
need a combination of like and cheap answers into Sage, Sage into Uroboros to close out the game. So I
Absolutely.
guess like it's funny, right? We won against the decks that we were prepared for,
Yeah.
and against we weren't prepared for. It was close, but we
Mm-hmm.
didn't either sideboard right or have enough cards or so it's I think really indicative of how the current standard is very much a flat. Every deck is powerful. It's all about reps and card choices format.
Absolutely, absolutely. Hello, hello there in chat. Yeah, so I guess we're just wrapping it up. So it was so much fun. Thank you so much, Myra. Honestly, I really enjoyed our stream. I think it was very, very informative, and I'm pretty sure that for people it's going to be interesting to watch and to listen because of those all of those micro decisions that we've talked about. You know, it's not
Yeah.
it's probably not so evident. So
We talked about, and probably I also made a lot of misplays. Forgive me on that.
no,
I've not played against any of these
no,
matchups,
it's
but
okay.
informative.
You know what matters? What matters is like those conversations, like the way we've discussed our turns, like what would be the possible like sequencing and all of that. Like I think that is what
Yeah.
matters like really. And yeah, it was definitely very, very interesting. So everyone, thank you all so much for watching. Don't
Mhm.
forget to check out this VOD on my YouTube channel, Mr. and Mrs. Pike. I, of course, am going to link all of the Myra socials down below over there. And yeah, me and Myra, we are planning to do, or rather, to record a video on his own channel because Myra is now also a content creator. So
So,
let's support Myra. Not only he's a great player, he's a great team leader. Now I like truly and honestly can confirm that. I'm like very honored and privileged to be in the team and to work with you all. Honestly, like Worldly Council, like again the best.
yeah, for
Myra is
sure.
representing that. Uh,
Yeah, like from my side as well, right? It's I think the really big thing about Team Worldly Council is we're really trying to give opportunities out to people who are hungry and people who maybe like lack some support, lack some resources. And, you know, Gustav, Universe, you are all great examples of such great community members, upcoming talents, and great teammates and friends that fit the team. So I'm really happy that you reached out to me to, join the team. And here we are, pushing each other to be
yeah,
better, learning every day, making content together, practicing for the RC together. So
absolutely.
just a wonderful thing community is. Just to give a quick shout outs, obviously big shout outs to you, Maria, for having me on. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
thank you.
We definitely need to do this again.
Yeah, it was so much fun, honestly.
And also shout outs to the work you did for us in the RC team. Make sure you put your Metify for the monogreen
Yeah, appreciate
guide
it.
down below. And on the topic of guides, Team Worldly Council, we want to be giving back to the community. So we're starting a lot of content creation model. And the first one was just published on Team Worldly Council YouTube channel at Worldly Council.
I'm going to link
And,
it all, of course.
you know, thank you, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna be posting more after PT Vegas. And hopefully that will help you inform your deck for maybe the RC season coming up. So there is that. Obviously, thank you, Maria, for shouting me out. I'm starting my content creation journey. So
Of course.
everything also down below. But also shout outs to my sponsors and our team sponsors, and I guess also most importantly Daybreak for you know just being a really really cool, caring platform and community service
Absolutely.
company.
Great team as
So
well,
yeah.
yeah. Totally. All right, so on that note, yeah, let's just rate somebody, shall we? And we all hope to see you next time, both on my channel and on Myra's channel.
Yep. See you everyone. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Bye bye. Let's rate somebody. Hold on, hold on. Let's go to Graham. Ham Hawks.
Nice.
They stream right about this time. All right. Let's go. See ya. Bye bye.
Yeah.